We've got a line that's really fun to watch. We call it the gray line. There are a bunch of sophomores and freshmen, Mason Schramm, Mason Raisler, and Bryson Graff. They just move the puck really well, know where everybody is, have a lot of backdoor passes, backdoor goals. They're probably leading our team offensively.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this a group that you want to keep together for the next few years?
Well, I'm sure they wouldn't want to stay together. They would like to move up to one of the two varsity teams that we have. But, yeah, I would love to keep them together.
As far as keeping that line
Yeah,
together.
that line's great. We haven't split them up all year. They've been moving the puck real well, and they're fun to watch.
And how about the goalies?
Goalies, we have 3 goalies on our JV team, so that helps too. One of them's been pretty sick. We've had a couple COVID issues with our goalies this year, so that's why it's helped. And that's one of the reasons why we brought 23 guys on this year, because we knew there could be some situations where kids are close contact or they have COVID itself. So it's worked out pretty well that way.
So how has COVID impacted hockey in general?
You know what? It's been pretty amazing how little it really has impacted, at least Sioux Falls, at least our high school program. We haven't had many kids get it. Within the association in Sioux Falls, right, knock on wood. We've been really lucky, and it's been. I don't think we've had to make up any games at either the 2 varsity teams or the JV teams this year. So we're lucky for that.
Pretty fortunate.
Very fortunate. If you would have said something at the beginning of the season, if you would have not missed a game, I wouldn't have put that money on that bet. No way.
So how many years have you been coaching?
This is my 15th year coaching in the organization. My kids grew up through the program, both of them, and now they're off, not playing. Well, Ben's coaching the varsity one, and I just something to do in the wintertime, and I run the Iceplex there, so it's I'm already there, so I might as well coach.
All right. So talk a little bit about the Iceplex. I, for one, have not been down there to see a game.
Yeah, well, it was something that's really changed kind of the landscape in hockey in Sioux Falls specifically, because we had 2 arenas that were definitely serving a purpose: the old SFRC and the Expo, which was on the fairgrounds there. And,
and that's one I've been to.
They were two of the, they were certainly worn out. For a town the size of Sioux Falls, we needed a new ice rink. And we're super lucky to have 3 sheets of ice under one roof that we can maximize ice time from our Adam program up to our high school program and get them a bunch of ice time. So we're lucky in that regards. Sitting on the sports complex in Sanford too is a big positive as well.
Okay. So when we talk about the Iceplex, what makes that unique? Anything unique about it?
Well, just having 3 sheets right under the same roof is extremely unique. Gives us a lot of flexibility to get games in and practices for all our ages and other programs too. Our figure skating program is growing. Curling program is really growing. We've got the Tier 1 Sioux Falls Power Club there that's got 4 teams under that roof, and then Stampede practice there too. So we've got all kinds of options for a lot of different clubs to play.
Which is outstanding.
Yeah, right, absolutely.
Yeah, it really
absolutely.
does. And that helps your hockey program stay strong, but help it grow for future.
Absolutely, yeah. I think we have 100 mites in our program this year. So,
really?
if you retain those, we're probably going to have to build a 4th sheet at some point. So,
and we're trying to get 2 sheets.
Right,
up
exactly.
Here.
I know. I've talked to a few guys here about that.
Yeah, that's interesting how that's worked. So, so hockey is alive and thriving in Sioux Falls.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we've got 63 kids in our high school program, and that's those kids started well before the Iceplex was built. But it's certainly helping in the younger numbers as they grow up, and maybe we'll have 5 teams by the time those mites are up at the high school level.
So does it make it tough with all those kids out for hockey, and then you kind of narrow it down to 2 varsity teams? Yeah,
it's a battle every year, and it's the South Dakota Amateur Hockey Association has got a requirement in there that we have to split our teams. The last 2 years, we've just done basically a senior-laden team as the varsity 1 with a couple juniors. Our varsity 2 is about to drop the puck here. They're mostly juniors and sophomores and some freshmen on that team. And this year, varsity 2 is ahead of varsity 1 in the standings. So, we try to, equal it out as best that we can. And it's never fun when we have to play each other at any level, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah, that's right. You had a team that won. In fact, I think it was Sioux Falls 2 that won the JV.
Yeah, right here in this arena. Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was great.
That was very memorable for me. Because my son was the JV1 coach and I was the JV2 coach, and we played each other in the semifinal, and they were undefeated the whole year going into that game, and And I'm just going to say that skill took over in that game, and we won that game.
We broadcasted that right from here, and it's still one of the most memorable games that we had. It was great.
I get choked up talking about it every time I can, and I rub it into my kid's face every chance I get, too. And then we went on and played Huron the next day in the championship game and had a great battle in that game. I think we won 5-3 or 5-4. It was a tight game in the end, but that was something. And even a couple of my players down there today, the goal, Flanagan, who's going to be, I don't know if he's playing tonight in net, but he said, looked over at me early. He goes, "We had some fun in here before, didn't we?" I said, "Yeah, we sure did."
That's awesome. That's a great memory.
We had a lot of people that got to see that because we put the game on computer.
Yeah, we had live streaming.
It was streaming. So that turned out to be great.
It was. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks for coming up.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, thanks for doing these games too.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you. See you now.
Brad. We'll get Coach Evan Witt on here real quick also. Get him on real quick.
Coach, how you doing?
How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. A little rough one there, but
what kind of a week of practice have you had?
cold and not very much sleep. I'm about ready to be done with these morning practices. It was really a pretty good week. We worked on a lot of battle drills. We've kind of changed up our defensive zone coverage, so we have to win those one-on-one battles now in the corner. That becomes even more critical right now. But so we did a lot of battling and, just skating hard, trying to stay in shape. These guys, the way we run, they got to go all the time. So.
Jeff handed me a new lineup tonight. You changed a few things up again, did you?
Yeah, we're trying to find some matchups. We felt like we really needed to have Max back on D. It seems like it's just a little bit better. We weren't getting the production we were hoping by moving him up front. So if it's not working, you got to change something. So Bowling has been aggressive. He's had some really good chances on the power play. So we moved him back up. Long term, I see, McBride's really going to be a strong defenseman going forward, so I wanted to keep him back. He was kind of our other option to move forward. But I think with his youth and stuff, I think we want to just continue to develop him back on D.
Yeah. All right. You always talk about playing your game. Tonight you need to play your game, but you gave this team probably as good a game as anybody had up to that point in the season.
Yeah, and it was kind of a turning point in the season for us. Really, I think when we went in and we played them 4-3, and I'll take the blame there. I think going into the season there wasn't a whole lot of expectations for this team. So when we came out and played this team 4-3 there in Sioux Falls, I think it kind of raised the bar on the expectations that I had on the boys, and really everybody had on the boys, and we kind of lost focus a little bit. I think we were focusing too much on the result and not the journey, and that's not our game. Our game is doing what's right every single shift, and if we do that, we'll like the outcome at the end. So I think a lot of times we just saw guys trying to do too much, trying to get that win.
All right.
So you remember that? All your kids remember that game. What's the attitude in the locker room right now? Are these kids? Is this a team that they know they can beat?
Yeah. This is a team. Here's the deal. There hasn't been a team we played that we haven't played at least a period or and ran them for a period. Any team. So they know they can come out and beat this team. Really, you take away our penalties and those 3 goals in the second period that we were shorthanded, that's a different outcome in that game altogether. I mean, we really ran them good in the first, absolutely ran them in the third period, just came up short in the end.
And that's kind of been your problem all year. You'll play 1 or 2 good periods, but you got to put it together for 3. You've had 1 period that's really kind of bugged you, hasn't it?
Yeah, and that, part of that is being young, and
yeah.
That's an easy cop-out, I know, and it sounds like that, but sometimes it is what it is. But yeah, we were out in Rapid last weekend, and I think if you ask everybody, we probably played, at the varsity level, we played 3 good periods. Unfortunately, it was in 2 different games. And because of that, we ended up being outscored, 14-3, and that's really shows that you have these teams that are good and these teams that are on top of the standings, they come out and they play 3 good periods every game.
So you look at tonight, you look at tomorrow night, you could very conceivably win both of these.
Yeah, we have 3 winnable games this weekend. But it comes down to each kid on this team doing their job, focusing on their job, and doing it 100%. if we do that, I think at the end of the weekend we'll like the results.
Now you have a couple of kids that won't start for you tonight and will play a little bit later on.
Yep.
And they have a few kids that aren't going to play, period. So there's going to be a number of kids between these two teams that saw each other in game one that won't see each other this time around.
Yeah, I'm big on accountability. I've put myself in a situation where I've had to hold myself accountable. I've had to hold some of the other coaches accountable, and for sure we're going to hold these kids accountable. And they pretty much know. They know when something's done wrong, that what that expectation is, and so they all take it real well. Obviously, they don't like sitting on the bench, but they know that's part of it. If they're not going to do the right things, make the right decisions, they're going to have to sit and face those consequences.
Well, and I applaud you for that, because I think this is the age you get them on the right track now.
Yeah, I've always said, it's great. Yes, we want to come out and we want to create great hockey players, but ultimately the biggest thing for me is that we throw 28 guys out into the community that are great young men.
Okay, sounds good. Go get them. We'll talk to you after the game.
Sounds great. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Coach.
All right, so Coach Evan Witt, and we have Brian Prisby on. And, of course, his brother coaches the Sioux Falls 1 or 2 team that's coming up. So they had me a little bit confused there, and that's okay. We appreciate that, of course, with Friday night hockey on 1480 KSTR. Jeff and Jim with you, and Nick Benteen back at our studios. Some other games going on tonight, some interesting matchups. Rushmore's at Sioux Falls 1. Sioux Falls 2 here in Watertown. Mitchell is at Huron tonight, and Aberdeen is at Oahe. And no girls for tonight. I see a couple of girls games, I beg your pardon. Mitchell is at Yankton, and Sioux Center is at Brookings in other games that are going on for tonight. College hockey tonight already underway. Minnesota at Notre Dame. And Vince and I have already gotten into that a little bit. And the Gophers lead 1-0 right now with about 2:41 to go in that second period of play. That's at Notre Dame. Of course, the Gophers would have to win 2 just to earn a split with them on the year. Wisconsin's at Michigan tonight. Ohio State at Penn State in Big Ten action. Of course, also Denver's at North Dakota. St. Cloud State at Miami. Minnesota Duluth at Western Michigan. Minnesota State at Alabama Huntsville. And Northern Michigan is at Bemidji State. So a little bit, some other things to talk about hockey-wise going on for tonight. About 4 minutes and 4.5 minutes away from this contest getting underway, with Watertown hosting Sioux Falls 2. They come in 11-3 in the league, and overall they're 12-6-0-1, 7-2 at home, 4-1 away. They're 1-2-1 or 1-2-0-1 in the tournament, and 12-6-1 overall. They lost to Oahe last Saturday 4-2. They travel to Aberdeen for their next action coming up tomorrow night. Again, Watertown played Sioux Falls 2 earlier in the year, and Sioux Falls 2 won it by a score of 4-3. The Lakers trying to snap a 7-game losing streak. Of course, Sioux Falls has lost 3 in a row after winning 11 in a row. Watertown trying to snap a 7-game losing streak. They're 3-10 overall. 3-10 in the league, 3-3 though at home, but they're 0-7 on the road. So nice to have you with us. Jim Lloyd, Jeff Anderson with you tonight in the Relibank booth here at the Mace Ice Arena. And we're glad to have you with us for that. Evan Witt, of course, head coach for the Lakers, and Connor Halbert is the head coach for the Sioux Falls 2 team. But it's a winnable game, but we'll have some different personnel playing a little bit in this game, which will make things quite interesting.
Yeah, it's always a little different. Somewhere along this line in the season, it seems like these teams go through this. If it's not a sickness, it's some disciplinary actions. Tonight we have some kids on Sioux Falls. I don't know how many, but there's going to be some kids that are not going to play.
Maybe up to 7.
Yeah, and then, of course, in Watertown, there's a few kids that are going to sit some periods. And like Coach said, it's about accountability and trying to keep these kids kind of on the straight and narrow the best you can, but it happens. It happens almost every year to every team, somewhere along the line in the season, and just so happens tonight, both teams tonight are affected by some disciplinary stuff.
All right, so we'll see how that all works out. Sioux Falls may be more impacted than, say, Watertown, because Sioux Falls has Corey, Jorgen Corey, who, of course, and also they have, of course, a couple of other kids. Let me get his name out here real quick. Of course, and 33 is the number that comes to mind. And of course, for Sioux Falls too, and that, well, then also, of course, there's Punto that may not, but Gabriel Cantor and people like that won't play tonight. So interesting, they have some of their top people showing up in the state as far as scoring and assists and points that won't be in this game. So it'll be kind of interesting to see.
It's certainly a different dynamic than what they've had the last time they played. It's totally different. There's going to be, some different kids playing, so it'll be different.
It will be different. So Watertown, of course, will be in their home white tonight with the black breezers and, of course, the white jerseys, black and yellow, of course, and the black helmets. Sioux Falls, if you watch them at all over the years, they have the navy blue uniforms, the white numbers. They really have what I would consider to be orange on the sleeves, down the sleeves, on the shoulders, down the sleeves, and, of course, also right at the waist. And but I like the numbers. They're easy to read.
Easy to read.
You gotta like that. How about the officials for tonight?
We have four quality referees and officials tonight, as we do in so many arenas all around the state, and we thank those guys what they do each and every weekend. Tonight we have Sam Schrader, Parker Riddle, Justin Ballas, and Shane Van Diest.
Yep.
So it's a good crew again tonight, and we look for them to keep everything under control and do a good job as usual.
Lakers, of course, still have Yankton at home to play as far as their schedule is concerned. So we'll be here next week, I believe, for that. And let's see, also, let me look at their schedule real quick. Like, I did that without looking, and I shouldn't have
It's hard to
done that.
believe how the season's winding down.
Well,
it really
yeah, it
is.
is.
You know, we got to Christmas, and then, like we've always said, it just takes off after that. And you look at these guys' schedule. There's some of these teams have 3 games, 4 games. There's not much left.
Well, no, and of course tonight 2 and then 1 tomorrow night. Then Watertown Sunday goes to Yankton for a 2:30 face-off in the afternoon. Then they play Yankton at home. And then, of course, they're on the road their last 3 games with Sioux Falls 1, Mitchell, and also Brookings. So if you look at tonight and tomorrow night, and then, of course, with Yankton, we only have 3 more home games left of the regular season as far as Watertown is concerned. So that's kind of interesting.
And tomorrow night we have our last doubleheader. We'll be broadcasting the girls at 4:30. And then we take a break for the JV, and then we'll be back here for the varsity tomorrow night. So tomorrow night's another doubleheader broadcast, girls and boys.
Well, and the girls tomorrow play Yankton, and a team that hasn't won a game yet, and they only have 8 kids out for hockey.
Yeah.
So you almost feel sorry for them.
Yeah. Well, and they have not had a varsity girls team for a while. So this is the first year that they've actually bumped up to having a varsity team, and you always go through your knocks when that happens.
Yeah, you really do. So we'll get to the starting lineups for you tonight, and this should be interesting. Of course, the Lakers mentioned losing to Rushmore last weekend, 5-0 and 9-3. Hosting Sioux Falls 1 tomorrow night, and then Sunday they're on the road, 2:30 in the afternoon. JV game, by the way, 6-3. It was Sioux Falls 2 over Watertown. All right.
We'll see if this works. We'll go down to the public address announcer, and he'll
for our
give
national anthem. All right, nice to have you with us tonight, 1480 KSTR. And we've had the singing of the national anthem. You can't beat, if I can use the term, a live person doing the game, but I think that is always so interesting. Let's get to our starting lineups for tonight.
Sioux Falls Flyers. Starting forward for the Sioux Falls Flyers. Let's hear for number 6, Nick Lohr.
Nick Lohr starts at one forward spot. The other forward will be Max Moore. And the center will be Zach Vockler, V-O-C-K-L-E-R. Defense, it'll be Cade Edwards and also John Matheson on defense. He wears number 48. And in the net, Ryan Flanagan, who is 8-2 on the year. He has a 2.90 goals against average, 896 save percentage. He does not have a shutout on the year. He's a good goalie and one of many they have in the state this year.
We've seen him in this arena before.
Yes, we have in the JV tournament that they won a couple of years ago. Ryan Flanagan. Lakers, of course, we'll see how they start out.
Everybody on your feet, let's hear it for these Watertown Lakers.
Watertown Lakers.
Starting number 3, your defense.
On defense, Parker Sheehan gets a start on defense tonight.
Starting for your forward wing, number 5, Ethan Beebe.
Ethan Beebe will get a start at one forward.
And number 9, let's hear it for
Kyler Krantz gets a start at another forward or center.
Number 13, Jackson Marquez.
And Austin Green and Thomas Foley will start as the other defenseman. And in the nets will be the junior, Owen McBride, 3-10 on the year. He has a 5.77 goals against average. So we're nice to have you with us. Glad to have you with us as always on a Friday night high school hockey from the Mace. And of course we broadcast live from the Relia Bank booth. And Jim's gotten out the heavy gloves.
We're getting the heavy gloves on tonight.
The heavy gloves for tonight. A little chilly in here because it's a little chilly out there. But actually, if you come in from outside, this feels pretty
nice,
good.
yep. This is one of our little chillier games, but I got a feeling this one's going to heat up pretty good, Jeff. These two teams, I got a feeling, are going to be really close matched here for first couple periods anyway.
All right, so look forward to that. Max Moore, Vockler, and also, of course, Lohr, L-O-H-R, will be on the front line. Lakers countering, of course, with Beebe and Kranz and Green. Watertown shooting to the net to our left, obviously. Sioux Falls 2 to the net to our right. And we're underway with our varsity game on a Friday night, about 12 minutes after 8. A little bit slow, and the game, of course, off the opening face-off. Here's Nick Lohr. Looks left for a teammate, but picked up here by Beebe, trailing on the play. Then Sioux Falls 2 flips it high in the air, and they'll flip it off an ankle. Goes into the Watertown zone, and going after that puck, of course, is Max Moore. Max on the year has 11 goals, shot that time from the point, and that, of course, was by Matheson. It was blocked by the Lakers, but dumped in that time by defenseman, of course, Cade Edwards. Edwards plays into the Lakers zone, and the Lakers need to break that puck out. That's one thing they've had a problem with all year. Edwards over here to Matheson, puts a shot on back behind the net. Picked up by Moores. He chases down that loose puck back behind the net, puts a big check on his man. Coming out here to the point, Sioux Falls 2 will hold the zone, puts the shot on, broken up that time by Kranz. Goes off it after that loose puck far side. Flips it over here now to a Laker, and Watertown brings it up to the neutral ice area. That was Sheehan. Ridden off the puck, picked up here, of course, by Edwards. Flips it back in the Laker goal as Watertown makes that change. Now getting out there, of course, is Malwitz and Clark and also Punto. Right now for Sioux Falls 2. Lakers, of course, coming out there with a change as well. And on their line right now, they will have, among others, Max Evans on defense. Austin McBride out there. This is a team with Boomsma and Beebe. And out there right now for the Lakers. Lakers won the draw to the right of McBride. Lakers played in, and of course, Bolden goes after that loose puck. Had a hat trick last week. So 3 goals, 3 of their first 4 goals that the Lakers scored on the game to the Sunday game against Rapid City Rushmores. Loose puck goes back behind. The net is picked up here, of course, by Sioux Falls defensively. That's Jack Sieverts. Sieverts along the far rail over there. Lakers hold the zone. That was Evans. Plays it back beyond the net, and Sievers goes in his own zone to pick it up for Sioux Falls. Sieverts. Picked up here by Boomsma. Lost the handle. Picked up here by Sioux Falls 2. This, of course, is Clark. Clark down the left side. Gets ridden off the puck by the Lakers. They play it back to the neutral zone. Sioux Falls flips it into the Lakers zone. Back to get it, of course, will be McBride. McBride with a puck far side, backhander that time, centering pass. He had Boston right there, Nelson. I love that kid's name. Boston Nelson flips it back out to the neutral ice area. Lakers play it in. Tommy Foley goes after that loose puck. Puck after the Foley after that loose puck picked up here by the Lakers. They hold the point. Shot that time way up high in the air, knocked down and kept in play. And of course, a backhander that time off the stick of Easton Beavers. Beavers wears number 60. He's a junior. This team primarily is juniors and sophomores.
Not a shot on goal yet.
No, to the left of Owen McBride. And facing off, of course, will be Boston Nelson. Off the face-off, plays it here. Lakers actually win the draw. They'll play it out here along the near boards, but Beavers knocks it off a Lakers stick, but the Lakers go back. Wertink goes after that loose puck. He'll pick it up. Dakota across the center ice area, blue line, flips it in the air off a player there. That was Beavers. Loose puck out front, but kicked away that time by the goalie, and in this case, of course, it was Flanagan. Far side, Lakers, Allard, back to the point as the Lakers hold the zone. They put it out front, broken up in traffic. Bramer's on this line as well. Picked up here, they tried to get it over here to a teammate. Broken up, it wasn't Schulten, but I think Schulten's the man with the puck there, flips it in the Lakers zone. Back to get it will be the Lakers. This is Foley. Foley steps around and check that time. Loose puck picked up here, and that, of course, by Sioux Falls, and they put a shot on almost, and it was broken up in the traffic. A couple of kids they have out here that don't, and that was Vockler. Vockler with a puck right here along the near boards. Flips it back out to his defenseman. No, flips it in the corner instead for Lohr. Lohr goes after the loose puck, works against Bramer down there. Lohr has the puck, plays it back behind the net. Looking for a teammate, back centering pass, deep in the slot, shot right on. Save made that time by McBride.
Owen had a glove save there. It actually fell out of his glove. He was looking around to see where that one was.
Yeah, he was. So Vockler in the face-off circle down here. He goes against Beebe to the right of Owen McBride. Lakers zone. Lakers actually win the draw. Beebe comes up with a puck. The Lakers play it out here to the neutral zone. This is Evans. Gets tripped up a little bit, but gets over the blue line nevertheless. Back to help out and take it away is Lohr. Lohr with that puck along the near side, skates down the left side, leaves it out here in front for Malwitz, puts a shot on. That was Moore, broken up that time by the Lakers. It's gathered in that time by Kranz. Long lead pass, a little far that time for Beebe, goes back into the Sioux Falls zone. Back to get it, of course, defensively will be Matheson. Matheson loses the puck, and back the Lakers hold the zone. That was McBride playing back behind the net over there. Now Matheson gets on that loose puck in his own zone deep. Gretzky's off, as we'd like to call it. Picked up here, of course, by Sioux Falls, too. They skate well. They skate out to center ice with a puck. Poke checked away nicely that time by the Lakers. That was Bowling, and we have a whistle right here at 12:29 to go, period number 1.
With 12:29, we only have 2 shots on goal by Sioux Falls, so not a lot of shots on net right now.
Clark, Malwitz, and Punto out there right now for Sioux Falls on this line. Defensively, they, of course, come out there with Sieverts and also Eberspacher. Eberspacher. Goes from one shoulder to the other. Just a long enough name. 12:29 to go. Lakers out there right now with BB and, of course, Kranz and Boomsma. And Sioux Falls actually wins the draw. They knock the loose puck back in the Lakers zone. Lakers play it back. Kranz comes back to help out. At center ice, steps around the ball with check. Takes it down the left side, puts a shot on. Save made that time by Flanagan. Comes back to the point. Lakers hold the zone. A shot a bullet that time by Sheehan. Stopped by Flanagan. Loose puck picked up by Sioux Falls along the near rail. Taken away by the Lakers, and then flipped down the ice in a rolling puck into the Lakers zone. McBride stops it there. These are 2 fun teams to watch right now. Malwitz goes after that loose puck, Lakers zone. Far side picked up here by the Lakers. This is Boomsma. Boomsma stick handles the puck in his own zone deep, then flips it out here right side for the Lakers. A little far, but then a Laker in the neutral zone that came up with it. Pass flipped up in the zone, picked up here by Boomsma. Flies down the left side. Boomsma with the puck, taken away nicely that time by Sioux Falls, and that was Sieverts. Comes back out here, picked up by the Lakers. Evans puts a bullet on that goes wide off the glass. Rebounds out here. Ricochets off the far side, and then going after that loose puck is Sieverts. He can fly too down the left side. Works against Evans. Evans and Sieverts goes after that loose puck. Picked up here by the Lakers. BB, then back it comes here to Evans. Evans says, this is my game. He puts a shot on. Save made up over the glass off the pad save. That time, of course, by Flanagan. Actually, it's Cole Langston who's in the nets. I think we said Flanagan, but Langston wears 70. Flanagan wears number 1.
I think Flanagan was announced. I didn't see a change.
But Langston wears 70 and Flanagan wears 1. And if you go by that, it would be Langston that's in the nets. So we might have to check on that. Loose puck picked up here and going after that loose puck. Racing after it, of course, for Sioux Falls 2 in the Lakers zone. That was Schulten. Goes after that, and Allard picks it up for the Lakers far side over there. Comes over here, of course, left side for Parker Sheehan. Puts a bullet on, kicked out that time by the Sioux Falls goalie. Lakers try to hold the zone, can't do so. And down the left side goes a Laker player. It is Cole Langston, that's what I thought. So Langston, rather than Flanagan, gets a start in this game. Far side over there, that's number 80. Schulten is 82. And let's see, we'll have to check on that other player real quick, like for Sioux Falls 2. I got my sheets somewhat in the wrong spot. Typical. 10:24 to go. And we'll get to that in a second here. Puck comes back into the Lakers zone. And with the puck right now, they didn't have an 80 in their program, but I'm going to have to go with Schulten. We'll have to see on that also, because that would typically be Schulten that would be playing. He wears 82, but he could be wearing 80 in this hockey game for Sioux Falls 2. All right, Lakers zone. Shot on that time by Lohr. Kicks it out that time. Nice job that time. He had Vockler right there as well. Kicked out. And the Lakers, of course, keep it in their own zone. Shot again on goal. Save made that time by the Lakers. McBride at 9:48 to go in a scoreless hockey game. And of course, we're broadcasting live from the Rely Bank booth. Scoreless hockey game, both teams with 4 shots on goal so far.
Jeff, you were right twice in a row already tonight. Number 80 is Dominic Schulten.
Okay.
He's got a different jersey on tonight.
All right, Scholten. I got it. Over it comes here, and the Lakers, or I should say, actually, they hold the zone far side that time. That was nicely done by the Sioux Falls Sievert. Gets it back in the neutral zone, then going after that loose puck. Picked up by Clark. Lakers lose it, and it's onto the stick here of Clark. Clark down the right side, in over the blue line, whistles a shot on. It's broken up by the Lakers nicely. Never found the goal. Back in the neutral zone, picked up, circling around, and that, of course, ahead it comes here. And with the puck is Sieverts back in the neutral zone, gathered in that time by Eberspacher. Eberspacher puts it back in the Lakers zone, and going to get it will be McBride. He works down there against Clark as they battle for that loose puck. Picked up here by the Lakers. Riefenberger is out there tonight playing, getting some starting time. Over there it goes to McBride. Couple of players go down. McBride picks it up. We have, of course, down Clark and also the Watertown player.
I think we're going to have a penalty here, and that's going to come on Blair. The way it looks, it's going to be on Blair Boomsma. They got tied up right behind Austin McBride, the goalie, and I didn't see what happened. They're going to call him for an elbow. So 2 minutes. The Lakers are going to be a man down for 2 minutes for an elbow by Blair Boomsma. Parker Sheehan is out there talking to the refs, trying to see what's going on. As a captain, he can do that. So they're going to go down to the left, to the right-hand side of McBride.
Sioux Falls 2 on the power play this year, 32.8%. That's pretty good. That's a little above average, if you will. Back to the point, they hold the zone. Sioux Falls 2 gets it over here for Lohr, but it's poke checked away nicely that time by the Lakers. Bowling puts a shot on a shorthanded goal. They've had 6 of them this year. A save made by Langston, makes another save that time. Another shot on the Lakers on offense. That was off the stick of Kranz. Kranz along the near board now by Malwitz, comes back to the point, picked up here nicely by Lohr. Lohr with the puck, stick handles over the blue line. Lakers ride him off the puck. Goes far side, Lohr along the far side as, of course, Sioux Falls on the power play. Comes back here, a shot that time by Vockler. Kicked out that time. 5-4 Lakers with the advantage shots on goal. Lohr dumps it back into the zone for Schulten. Schulten with the puck back behind the Lakers zone. Tries to get it out here to a wingman. That's Vockler. And, of course, Kranz rides him off the puck over there. Getting in there as well is Moore and also Parker Sheehan. getting in there right now. Shot on that time by Lord. Directly saved. Oh, deep in the slot. And the Lakers flip it down the ice. Sioux Falls had a great shot from point blank range. They couldn't get the puck in the net. And
little luck
was
there.
just
Little
a
luck.
little bit to the left. 7:54. 56 seconds to go on the Boomsma penalty and the Sioux Falls power play.
Boy, Sioux Falls missed a real good opportunity there. It was right on his stick.
Did they ever?
Right in front. And Owen, I don't think knew it was behind that guy's stick. But yeah, Sioux Falls missed out on a pretty good opportunity there. Good.
Kramer facing off against Clark in the Sioux Falls zone. Loose puck picked up here. Lakers, of course, down a man. Actually, I think that was Evans. I think I said McBride, yeah. And it wasn't Bramer, but Evans. And, of course, Evans wears 10. Bramer wears 11. I could see the one, but not the other. Second number. Comes over here. Sioux Falls back behind their own zone in their own net. And they flip it ahead here. Going hard after that puck is Sieverts. Lakers cleared back in the neutral zone. Picked up here by Beebe. Takes a big check along the boards from Punto that time. Back it comes and into the Sioux Falls zone. And they have another player out there that is not in the program with a 49. So they've come up with a couple of those tonight. And that's all right. 12 seconds to go in the power play. So right now out there defensively they have Matheson and also Kate Edwards. Lakers counter, of course, on this power play. They have out there Workus, Jackson Workus as Bramer gets out there now, along with Bowling. And, of course, you have Parker Sheehan and Tommy Foley on this line. Lakers down a man for 12 seconds to go. Face off just outside the neutral zone. Vockler works against the Lakers right here. That was Bramer. And Sioux Falls actually flips it high in the air. Lakers come up with it at their own blue line. They'll skate out to center ice with it. This now is Bramer. Bramer over the blue line down the right side. Puts a shot on. Kicked out that time by Langston. Loose puck picked up here. Back comes Sioux Falls. This is Lohr. Lohr with the puck at neutral ice area down the left side. Stick handles, has it poked away. The Lakers come up with it there. Play it back to the neutral zone. Picking it up quickly that time was Bramer. Bramer down the right side looking for a centering pass. He had Boomsma trailing on the play, both teams at full strength, but he couldn't get to that loose puck. Picked up here in the Gretzky's office, if you will. Picked up here. Sheehan onto the stick. It comes here. This is Vockler. Vockler down the left side, puts on the brakes, puts a shot on, goes high over the net. Off the back wall, comes out here along the near side, picked up by Boomsma. Boomsma with a puck, flips it back here along the near side, picked up, a shot on goal that time. That was, of course, by Beavers. Couldn't get the puck to go in. Loose puck far side. Lakers pick it up. Then it's picked up here by Moore. Moore with the puck along the near side, back behind the Laker goal. Foley was there. Picked up here, of course, by the Sioux Falls 2 team. They hold the zone that time, and that, of course, was Hansen. Puts a shot on goal, and making the save is Owen McBride. Lakers have an 8-6 advantage shots on goal, but it's scoreless right now between Watertown Sioux Falls 2 with 5:50 to go in period number 1. Jeff and Jim with you, and Nick Benteen back at our studios. And thanks also, of course, to Kurt. He's always working on a Friday night, it seems like. And loose puck there, picked up here by Sioux Falls. That was Moore. Loose puck out front, right in the slot. Lakers clear it away. They lose the handle. That was Beebe. Goes after that loose puck over there. Schulten as well. We have a whistle at 5:37 to go in this first period of play.
And I think we're going to get a trip here on Sioux Falls.
We're going to talk, of course, with
the cross-check.
Cross-check with Mr. Evans.
Boston Nelson's going to sit for 2 minutes for Sioux Falls. Yeah, Mason Evans is going to come up. He's a player that graduated with the Watertown Lakers last year and is now coaching at the varsity level for Sioux Falls. So it'd be nice to talk to him.
Yeah, well, had to find my pen. I still haven't found it. Here it is. Too many pockets. So Lakers on the penalty here for, of course, Nelson.
With a cross-check.
All right, loose puck in the Sioux Falls zone, getting to it now, of course, for Sioux Falls was Clark. Lost the handle. Lakers pick it up there, get back in. The shot on that time by Beebe, wouldn't find the mark. And the loose puck over their far side defensively, getting to it was Ebersbacher. Lakers have it in the neutral zone, picked up right now, and their shot on goal as far as a power play, 17.6. So not as good as Sioux Falls. But Sioux Falls comes up with a puck right here. Neutral zone, a backhander flips it out the neutral legs there, but knocked down by Foley. Picked up here by Kranz. Kranz with a puck in over the blue line. Now gives it off here for Boomsma. Boomsma down the left side. He goes, leaves it out here in a pass, cross ice. Comes over here to McBride, puts a shot on goal. Broken up in traffic. Boomsma gets to it in the far corner. Lakers still with 40 seconds on the power play. Back here, and Vockler comes up with that loose puck. Picked up by Sioux Falls. Backhands it to the neutral zone. Knocked down that time by the Lakers. That was Bowling. Lakers near side over here, getting a handle on it was Eberspacher. Shot on the time by the Lakers. Foley goes a little bit wide. Hard shot. Lakers hold the zone. Puts a shot on front, and then back behind the net it goes. Picked up here, of course, by Sioux Falls. They'll clear it all the way down the ice off the stick of Jack Sievert. 3:48 to go. Jack. You don't hear that name as much anymore.
No.
It's kind of a nice name to hear. Good job, parents. And it's picked up here in the neutral zone, picked up by Boomsma. Boomsma with a puck at his own blue line, still having trouble with it. Now both teams at full strength. 3:33 to go in a scoreless first period. Lakers with a puck at center ice. Off from Sheehan, it goes to Boomsma, taken away by Vockler. Nice back check that time. Comes up with the puck, and then Bowling goes after that loose puck, but Vockler tries to ride him off. Then gets hit by one of the Lakers. Far side over there, Vockler comes up with it, plays it back to the point. Sioux Falls holds his own. Shot right on, and seeing it all the way is Owen McBride. His 7th save so far. 3:13 to go in period number 1 of a scoreless hockey game. Jeff and Jim with you. Nick back at our studios. Friday night hockey. Tomorrow 4:30 we'll be here. Watertown hosting Yankton the girls. At 4:30 then we'll have the boys tomorrow night. Watertown taking on Sioux Falls 1. About an 8:15 or so face-off tomorrow night. We have all kinds of people taping this game tonight. And a penalty on Clark.
Yep. Kyler Kranz is going to go in the box. There must have been so there's coincidentals. 5-on-5 hockey.
Oh, 2 9s, huh? Nope, they didn't put it up that way though. Looks like Sioux Falls has a power play here. They're 32.8%.
Yep, you're right.
And then Sioux Falls trying to take it in the Lakers zone. That was Edwards, and Sioux Falls was offside.
Yeah, so it is a power play here for Sioux Falls. That's Kyler Krantz is going to sit in the bench for 2 minutes. He's now down to 1:49, so it's going to be a power play for Sioux Falls 2.
So loose puck in the neutral zone picked up here. This is by Sioux Falls, and that of course is Sievert. Loose puck, Lakers flip it down the ice into the Sioux Falls zone. Sievert goes back to get it back behind the zone net, and Allard will put some pressure on him. He dumps it off for a teammate. He'll bring it up here. Left side, Lakers knock it down. Nice play that time by Bramer. Blocks the puck, and back to get it will be Edwards. Edwards going after the puck defensively over there. He, of course, has a man out there as well. And this picked up here by Clark. Clark right side with the puck. The right side poked away nicely that time by McBride. Picked up here by Vockler. Vockler deep in the slot was a shot on, broken up that time by McBride with 2:18 to go and 1:06 to go in the Sioux Falls power play.
We're going to get an interference call here, Jeff.
.218 to play in this first period.
So we got an interference call
Allard.
there on Allard. So we're going to be 5-on-3 here. We're going to be 5-on-3 for 1:06.
Yeah, so Sioux Falls with a big opportunity here with Lohr, Vockler, and Moore out there right now in this power play. And of course, Bowling plays it back to the point, held in by Moore at the point for Sioux Falls. Comes right side, a one-timer that time, stopped by McBride off Vockler's stick. He comes back up with a loose puck, nevertheless, deep in the slot, goes left side here for Moore. Moore has 11 goals on the year, shoots this one wide. 1:57 to go, 44 seconds, and the 5-on-3 Sioux Falls power play. Vockler right side with it, pass right side, deflected, the Lakers shoot it all the way down the ice. Going after that puck, of course, is Bowling. He's going to put some pressure on his man, Vockler. They're going to tie it up back behind the Sioux Falls net. Great way to be offensive, great way to be defensive, play offense. He gets after him, Vockler, right, left side pass for Schulten. Schulten over the Laker blue line, puts a shot on a bullet that goes wide. Foley clears it away, takes it back beyond the net. Lost the puck, comes back to the point, held in by Vockler. Cross-ice pass picked up here by Moore. Steps around a check, skates in, then backs off a step or two, then comes back out to the point for Vockler. 2 seconds to go, and they shoot that one high, so now it's a 5-on-4. Sioux Falls advantage. Lakers kill off a 5-on-3. A loose puck comes back in the neutral zone, and Moore has to go all the way back to get it neutral zone. Rink wide pass for Lohr. Lohr with the puck with under a minute to play. First quarter, it's scoreless right now. Lohr goes down, no harm, no. Oh, they might call
They
a
are.
trip.
We're going to get a trip here.
So
we're going to get a trip on Beebe.
Just got a back.
So for 35 seconds yet, they're going to be on a 5-on-3 again. Sioux Falls advantage for 35 seconds.
Wow, how many times can you do that?
Yeah, it's Ethan Beebe getting a trip just inside the blue line.
How many times can you get away with that and kill off a 5-on-3 advantage?
And now they got to do it again.
Yeah, 53 seconds in the period. Back to the point, picked up here. Of course, rink wide pass that time for Siebert. Back in the neutral zone, Sioux Falls picks it up. Comes over here to Siebert. Siebert rink wide pass this time over there. Lakers knock it down. Nice play that time away from Edwards. Shot on goal. Broken up that time by a Sioux Falls player. 35 seconds of the period. And Max Evans goes after it. And he loses the puck out front. Picked up here by Sioux Falls. They clear it away. This is Siebert. Siebert over the blue line puts a shot right on. And holding it with 23.7 seconds is Owen McBride.
That's a good shot right there. Owen McBride had a good look at it, but that thing had some smoke on it.
Scoreless.
He ended up taking the chest. So 6 seconds, we're going to still be on the 5-on-3 for Sioux Falls.
Yes.
And 23 seconds left in this game, or left in the first period, sorry.
Moore facing off here. Lakers win the draw, flip it back in the neutral zone. Moore has to go all the way back in his own zone to get it. Now it's a 5-on-4 against Sioux Falls. Loose puck out here, knocked away from Vockler, picked up by Moore at his own blue line. Backhandles the puck and
5-on-4.
5-on-4. Takes it out to the neutral zone. Now the red line. And then we have I think Sioux Falls is offside.
Must be offside.
3.6 seconds to go.
Lakers doing a good job. Killen had 5-on-3 twice in a row.
Twice.
Still Sioux Falls still a man advantage right now for the rest of this period and into the next period.
Now we're going to talk with Mason Evans.
We are.
In between periods 1 and 2. That will be coming up as we kill off the first period of a scoreless hockey game. I don't think we've had that this year.
Lakers dodging a couple bullets there, doing a really nice job fighting off those 5-on-3. As you know, we don't see that often, and it's not very easy.
It's not very easy. So in that first period for 10 saves for McBride, 9 saves for, of course, Cole Langston. Langston, by the way, is 3-1 this year. He has a 3.25 goals against average. We talked about Flanagan because Flanagan was introduced, but it turns out to be Cole Langston, who's only a freshman.
Wow.
Playing tonight for Sioux Falls too, but it's a scoreless hockey game. Let's see, penalties in that period. Watertown Boomsma, 2 minutes for elbowing at 8:58. Then Nelson, that's of course Boston Nelson, 2 minutes for cross check at 5:18. Then Watertown, let's see, and it was Kranz, 2 minutes for interference at 2:18. Allard, 2 minutes for tripping, and then of course you had Beebe for tripping. So Watertown will start the second period not only the farthest from their bench, but also down a man for 1 minute and 7 seconds to go in period number 2. But it's a scoreless hockey game right here from the Rely Bank booth at the Mace Ice Arena. Jeff and Jim with you. Lakers trying to snap a 7-game losing streak. Sioux Falls 2 is trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. Lakers come in 3-10. Sioux Falls at 11-3 as far as their league record is concerned. And of course, some players not playing for Sioux Falls 2 tonight, but they've got a pretty good group that plays. And when you have as many kids to draw from as they do in Sioux Falls, you better not hope you're out for very long because you may not get back in the starting lineup.
Yeah, they have always 3 lines and they're always deep. You know, that's an advantage you get when you're in a bigger town like Sioux Falls. That there's always a lot of depth.
Yeah, they have 3 sets of defensemen and 4 lines as it turns out. Yeah, you're right.
So they can play a lot of kids and you know they can get by with missing a few kids for a period or a game. They can get by a little bit better in some of these smaller schools.
We come up to the second period, Jim, and the one thing that'll be interesting here, Watertown has been outscored in the second period 31-9.
Well, you know, besides a couple penalties here, Watertown's got to be feeling pretty good about this right now. They really do.
And Sioux Falls has outshot their opponents 36-14 in period number 2. So it's going to be an interesting little situation here.
So we've got Mason Evans has joined us tonight.
Wouldn't you
And-
like to play again?
Oh, I'd love to play.
Mason, good to see you.
I good to see you guys too.
Yes.
Thanks for coming
How's
up.
it going?
Oh, it's going great.
Well, Mason Evans, as you know, is a Laker that just graduated last year and went down to Sioux Falls. They must have gave you a free coat, I assume.
Yeah, they
or-
definitely gave me a lot of free coats.
Nice looking tie.
So, coaching, tell us about that. How does that happen?
Honestly, it was just lucky. I just knew the right people, and then they got me into it, so that was good.
Yeah. So you're going to school in Augustana.
Yep.
So it's just kind of natural when you're starting to look around and what you're going to do in the wintertime.
Yep.
You just head right over to the Iceplex and see what's going on, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I don't have anything better to do in the winter, so can't play. Might as well coach.
All right. Well, you've played a lot of hockey, of course, when you were a Watertown Laker and on the South Dakota team and so forth. But what's the first thing that you take away when you go down to Sioux Falls? You're in a different program. You look at different coaches, different kids, how things are run. What's the first thing that kind of stuck out for you?
It was kind of weird just not knowing any of the kids, honestly, and that kind of gave me like an outside view on everybody. So like I had like a different perspective on what everybody else thought of the kids already. So that was kind of nice. Got to help out a little bit more where they needed help, so that was good.
Yeah. So some of those kids though that you're coaching are your age.
Oh yeah, we have a few kids that are juniors and they're about it, but everybody else is like sophomores. So yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But-
So do you think do those kids respect you, being that you're the same age, or doesn't it really matter? Your coach is a coach.
Right away it was kind of weird, but after a while they got to know me and then it started coming in. But it was definitely weird, just because we're all like the same age. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, one advantage of that, though, is they can relate to you. You can relate to them.
Yes, exactly. That's one of the key things, actually. It's really nice being able to relate to everybody, so that was good.
And you could say, this is how I used to do it,
Yep.
and show them. And, so, I mean, not in a cocky way, but, I mean,
Yeah.
you can show them here's how, the correct way to do it. So,
Yeah. Game hasn't really changed since last year, so that's always nice.
So do you think coaching's in your future?
Possibly. We're going to see how the rest of this year goes, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. So are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's fun to get on the ice and go skate around, so that's good.
Yeah.
For as much hockey as you've played, it's kind of hard when fall comes to put your skates away, isn't it?
Yeah, it is definitely hard. It's hard to just give it up right away. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right.
you get out and skate with these kids a little bit,
Oh, yeah, every
obviously
day.
during practice, and
Yep.
then a little bit outside of practice, maybe wherever you can.
Got to throw some kids around sometimes. Put them in their place a little bit.
Well, it's okay. Keep them humble.
Oh yeah, have to.
Do you ever shoot that slap shot at him once in a while?
Every once in a while.
Does your slap shot still work?
Yeah, a little bit.
As many of you may remember, last year when Mason probably had the fastest slap shot in the state, and we talked about that a lot on the radio. So we always kid him about slapping that thing by a few people once in a while.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They have quite a program down there in terms of kids that are out for hockey, so
Yep.
there shouldn't be a problem as far as being able to coach someplace.
Oh yeah, it's good. There's a lot of kids down there, and they got a lot more talent for the most part, and then they just have more people to go off of. So
Okay.
So how does it work at the beginning of the year? You were there at the beginning of the year. Do they
Yep.
just bring a whole bunch of kids in, and it's tryouts and cuts, and
Yep.
how does it work?
we had like 80 kids try out for varsity 1, varsity 2, and then JV, and then I think they only cut like 10 people out of all of it. So that was
Okay.
nice. We got to keep a lot of people around, which is good.
So there's also when the kids don't make the team, there's some other teams that kids play also, right?
Yeah, they can go play in Brandon, or there's like an in-town city league that they can go to if they want to keep playing. But
Okay. Do you get involved in some of the lower levels at all?
mostly the JV, and then like Bantam A and Bantam B is what we mainly go off, because those kids are all coming up like next year or the year afterward. So we're normally with them.
Yeah, good. So you get to know. So you've gotten to know all the kids down there pretty much.
Most of the Bantam A kids I know already, so that's good.
That's good. Takes a lot of time, doesn't it,
Yeah,
coaching?
it definitely takes a lot of time, but
And
all right.
when you're coaching, sometimes is not always just at the rink either. You're thinking about different stuff. Maybe talking to the coaches outside of the rink.
yeah, there's a lot more like outside of the rink things that go on than you would think. Like I never realized how much work actually took place outside of like the rink, so that was a big change for me.
Some of those decisions that you saw made all the time,
Yep.
you thought they were maybe just right on the top of their head, but it's
Yeah.
really not. It's something that they plan and think about.
Yeah, exactly. It's just weird having to think about all the stuff that you never had to think about when you were playing. So
Yeah.
Now, is there any playing in your future? I mean, could you try out for somebody like the Stampede or anything?
I could, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm just going to stick with school, I think, at the moment. So.
What are you taking at Augie?
I'm going for exercise science right now.
It's a good school.
Yeah, it's fun so far.
So you having fun down there? You like it?
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Are you passing all your classes, Mason?
Yeah.
I said that because I said that because I know your mom is listening tonight, and I want her to hear the truth.
Yeah, she got the truth. It's all right.
So good. Well, you got a brother out here playing.
Yeah, he needs to score.
Have you?
Yeah, he does.
Have you yelled at him from your bench at all?
I haven't yet.
Yeah, you'll have to make sure when he gets up to your bench over here, you're gonna have to razz him a little bit.
Oh, it's coming for him. He just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah. Do you think he'll recognize your voice when
he
you when you
definitely
yell?
will.
Was there a lot of competition between you two?
Not really right away, but like these past few years, he's gotten a little bigger, so it's increased. I'd say he can take a little more of a beating, so it's always fun.
It's kind of funny because, of course, we watched you skate for so many years, and Max comes up, and I'll be honest with you, if he had your number on, I don't know if you'd be able to tell the difference. He skates an awful lot like you.
It's really like crazy how similar we skate and like play. So
yeah, genetics is a weird thing.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it is very weird.
You know, I always said my kids the Janelle and Mitchell skate a lot alike, and then Mason and Jacqueline skate alike. So it's really weird. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So sometimes when we're up here, you know, when he shoots down in the corner, it almost, especially early in the year, there was a couple times we said Mason, and you know, nope, that's Max.
Yeah. I heard that a few times.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah. It takes us announcers about half a season to switch from last season.
I believe that.
Well, and then sometimes you'll have a kid that'll change numbers, and from one year to the next, and you can remember what his number was last year, and it doesn't quite, you know.
Yeah, I believe that too.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Any college or pro teams that you follow at all?
No, not really right now. I guess I've been watching the Wild a little bit this year, but just kind of going along with it.
Okay. That sounds great.
Right.
Well, you're having fun. That's the main thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Augie's a good school, so you're in a good place.
Yeah.
I was a little surprised at the beginning of the year when I heard that you were coaching down there, but then it kind of makes sense, you know. When I see you down there on a bench, you kind of look at home, and you know, you actually look like you might know what you're doing down there.
Yeah, just a little bit.
You just or pretend, right?
Yeah,
they don't know you. Once you put a tie on, you automatically know.
Exactly. I'm good at faking it.
That's right.
Well, it's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you guys too.
Yeah, we wish you all the luck down there. Just stay at it, and hope to see you coaching around again. You know, if it's not in Sioux Falls, maybe it's somewhere else. You know,
maybe.
I'm sure they're glad to have you down there.
Yeah.
Well, and we'll be down for the state tournament.
Yep, that's coming back, isn't it?
That's coming back. So as far as we know, and so that should be interesting. So
hopefully it goes all the way through this year.
Yeah.
That was a bummer last year.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Well, I'd like to tell you tonight, good luck to your team, but I don't think I'm going to.
Yeah, that's all right.
I'd like the good luck for you, but you know, it doesn't matter what your team does.
Yeah, that's all right. I understand.
Once a Laker, always a Laker, right?
Can't get rid of it. That's okay.
Well, you'll have to come back. Usually at Christmas time they do something, and
I wasn't able to make it this year, but I'm definitely going to try to next year.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, you miss out on some of that stuff when you're coaching because you're kind of tied to the team.
Exactly.
Well, Sioux Falls too should get to the state. They'll be in the state tournament.
Yeah, we should be able to compete pretty well, I would think, but you never really know. Brookings and Pierre are really good this year.
Yeah.
You guys started out hot though, didn't you?
Yeah, we went 11-0, and we're on a little bender right now. We're not doing so hot, but it's all right.
Well, you've had some kids that are out with disciplinary problems and things like that. At least that's what Connor told me, and nothing wrong with that. Make them accountable.
Yeah, our team's kind of coming together around it, actually, so it might have been a good thing. You never really know. We're going to have to wait to see.
Yeah.
You talk about coaches' decisions, you know, that changes everything, doesn't it? Just when you think you have everything clicking, and all of a sudden you have to change everything you already did.
Yeah, that was a big bummer for our team, but got to go with it, I guess.
Yeah, right. So is that's a short-term thing, and then you're going to get some of them guys back? Is that what I understand?
They come back not next week, but the week after that when we play Brookings, they'll be back.
So you'll be getting everybody back together.
Yep.
Then you got to re-coach again.
Yeah, exactly. But it's all right.
suppose Brookings is really, in a sense, the team to beat.
Yeah, them and Pierre, they're both pretty tough, but
Yeah,
I think it's going to come down to Brookings, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're playing with a lot of momentum right now and a lot of confidence.
They're really hot right now. So.
There's some kids on that team that you've played with too, isn't there?
Definitely is.
The thing about Brookings is you don't give many shots on goal. They give you about 15 for the whole game.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're pretty good in their D zone. They block a lot of shots. So.
Yeah, that's true. Sounds good. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you guys too.
Coming up.
Good job, Mace. Nice to talk to you again.
Nice to talk to you guys.
Thank
All
you.
right, see ya.
Thank you guys.
All right, you betcha. Mason Evans, good to see him.
Yeah, it's nice to see him in a little different
setting,
a different color, code and different setting. That's fine. That just shows that he's moving on, and like I said, they're lucky to have him down there. He's got a lot of knowledge, and he's got a lot of passion for the game. As much hockey as he's played in his life with all the teams that he's been on, you don't do that without passion.
No.
And he's got that, and I'm sure that's coming through every practice.
Yeah, I would imagine. And I'm sure you don't really tell Mason you're full of it. I know what I'm doing.
Well, yeah, I think I think he sets a good example. I'll bet at practice and everything too. He's always been a good example, and that goes a long way, especially with these young kids when they see him.
So we'll get to period number 2 here. Of course, we'll have Evans. Speaking of such, and also McBride out defensively. Lakers, of course, are still down a man, so we'll have Kranz and also Workus on this line, and of course Schulten and Malwitz among those out there, and Moore, as well as for Sioux Falls, Lohr, as we get ready to start period number 2. And of course Sioux Falls with the power play advantage for another minute and 7 seconds to go. Officials talking to a couple of kids over on the far side. Now he's ready to go, and I think we're ready to go with period number 2. Scoreless hockey game. We start period number 2. Nice to have you with us. Jeff and Jim, of course, from the Mace. Nick Benteen back of the studios. Sioux Falls, of course, trying to hold the zone. They play it back in the Lakers zone. Lakers now, of course, are defending the goal to our left as you check out your radio dial. And Sioux Falls, of course, the goal to our right. And I guess our 2 cameramen got lost in between periods. And picked up here, of course, by Lohr. Skates in over the blue line. Drop pass for Schulten. Puts a shot on. He scores. Power play goal for Nick Schulten.
Wearing number 80 tonight instead of 82.
And actually, it wasn't Nick necessarily, but now you think I can find
Dominic.
Yep, Dominic.
Dominic Schulten. He threw us for a loop about the first half of the period. Then we got his number right, and he put it in the back of the net that time. So important how you come out in every single period. And, of course, the Lakers come out a man down, which is a disadvantage. And this can swing some momentum, which we have not had this entire game. There's been no momentum, basically.
No momentum so far. Off the face-off now, both teams, of course, at full strength back in the Lakers zone. And Punto puts a shot on goal but can't put the puck in the net. Lakers will break it up ice into the Sioux Falls zone. Edwards back there along with Matheson. Matheson takes it back behind his own net. Comes out here right side, down to the stick of Punto. Lakers bait off a 2-on-1 opportunity there. Back here comes to Nelson. That was Boomsma. Comes over here onto the stick of Clark in the neutral zone for Sioux Falls. Down the right side he goes. Plays it off the boards. Looks out front, looking for Punto's parked out top of the key. Puts it right back there, batted away by the Lakers, and then Nelson goes after that loose puck over there. But Sioux Falls will hold the zone. This is Clark. Back in Gretzky's office, back behind the net. Loose puck picked up there, knocked down by Foley, picked up here by the Lakers. Too far for Sheehan. Picked up here though. Foley goes after that loose puck over there. Lakers having a little difficulty breaking out of their own zone. Along the near boards, picked up by Foley. Knocked away from him. Sheehan goes after that loose puck far side. Lakers get to it. They put it on at the point, taken away by Nelson. That was Boston. I love that kid's name. And the Lakers flip it all the way down the goal. Right on goal, and of course Cole Langston makes the stop. 11-10 shots on goal, Sioux Falls, and they're up right now 1-0. 15-13 just underway, period number 2. But Sioux Falls has broken the scoreless tie with a power play goal that time by Dominic Schulten. Loose puck at the point, and then back in the neutral zone, picked up here. Of course, this is Clark. Clark right side, Dakota Werting knocks him off the puck. A loose puck out here, Laker back behind their own zone. Then where the puck is Moore back to the point. Shot that time on goal, broken up in traffic. And going after that loose puck is Lohr. Lohr gets it back, but has it taken away nicely by Evans. This is Max. coming down inside, gets ridden off the puck, gets ridden into the boards hard. He's okay. Coming out to make the stop was Langston. Far side over there, we have a whistle stopping play.
We're going to have a penalty. Max Evans went into the boards pretty hard.
Oh, he did.
And he can take a hit, and he's pretty good in traffic, but he got up slow. You don't see him get up slow very often. But he's all right. He's skating over to the bench. We're going to have a penalty here, though, Jeff. We're going to have one on Sioux Falls. And that's going to be Zach Volker.
Okay, Vockler.
Vockler.
Okay, 2 minutes, 14:33.
So the Lakers are going to go on a power play here.
So
That's just what we needed in a 1-0 game right now.
That's right. So 14:33, face off to the right of Langston. Lakers in the face-off circle over there. Comes back out here to the point, putting a shot. Oh, they had an open net back around that time. A backhander would not fly in. A loose puck over there going after the puck. Tripping is the call over there. Going after that puck, of course, for Sioux Falls is Siebert. Siebert, Lakers with the puck at the point, actually along the rail, puts a shot out that goes a little bit wide. And we have a face-off coming up here.
Ethan Beebe with a pretty good battle. Ethan Beebe with a pretty good battle on the far board and get kind of a look-away shot. Pretty good shot.
Matheson gets out there. Punto. Let's see, Clark among those for Sioux Falls. Lakers out there with Foley and Allard. Breaking down the right side, and then a loose puck picked up by Sioux Falls. They'll flip it all the way down the ice. Lakers in the power play this year, 17.6%. They'd like to increase that right here. Picked up here, of course, by the defenseman, the young defenseman McBride. Comes out here in the slot, Allard, right side feed, shot on by Beebe, was broken up, save made by Langston. Beebe gets his own rebound back, Foley back, it comes to here to McBride, shoots it a little wide. They play it back behind the net, shot out front, knocked down that time. Allard goes after the loose puck in the corner. Lakers pick it up here, looking for some help is Beebe. Stick handles the puck back behind the net. Trying to break it up that time was Punto. And Sioux Falls does, back to the neutral zone, and back to get it will be McBride. Punto providing the pressure. McBride, Punto going after that puck, and McBride has it in his own zone. And 40 seconds to play in the Laker power play. Pass here, Beebe off a stick or skate that time, and getting it is McBride. Plays it back into the Sioux Falls zone, and Edwards goes after that loose puck here, but Allard gets to it. Edwards gets to it and knocks it all the way down the ice. With 23 seconds to go in the Laker power play. Lakers down 1-0 right now. And of course, this is Evans. Lakers may have been offside. At 12:50 to go in period number 2. Nice to have you with us tonight. 6-3 was Sioux Falls over Watertown in the JV game. Tomorrow, the girls in the afternoon hosting Yankton. We'll be on the air about 4:20 with a pregame show. 4:30, they'll drop the puck. Then the boys, Watertown hosting Sioux Falls 1 tomorrow night about 8:15. We'll be on the air about 8 o'clock.
So the Lakers are going to take a penalty there, Jeff. They had too many guys on the ice.
All right.
And that's why we had just a random whistle like that. You'll see that when they put too many guys on the ice. So it's 4-on-4 hockey.
4-on-4 hockey right here, and Bowling is out there. Lakers on the draw just outside the blue line, but Sioux Falls actually wins the draw. Loose puck in their zone, and the Flyers pick it up there. That, of course, is Siebert. Knocks it in the Lakers zone, trying to go after that loose puck. A battle behind the Laker net, comes back out to the point. This is Ebersbacher, broken up by the Lakers. With the puck right now is Austin Green. I haven't said Austin's number too much tonight. It seems like, and he's been playing. And it comes out here left side, and a long pass ahead. Because we're 1-on-1 now, Sioux Falls is up 5-4 in terms of the advantage in the power play. They're 32.8% from there. Cross ice pass off the stick of Ebersbacher, picked up by Green, stays with it, puts a shot on, shoots it wide. Nice play by Austin nevertheless. Comes out here, shot by the Lakers, blocked in traffic, comes back out here in the pass. This is Moore, takes a check that time from Evans. Picked up here, 2-on-1, skating in, getting ridden off the puck. Nice play by Parker Sheehan. Rides his man, that was Lohr off the puck. Back behind the Laker net, pass out front. Lakers clear it away. They'll clear it down to the neutral zone. Knocked down by Vockler. Vockler picks it up as his own blue line. Stick handles a play. Puck, plays it off the near boards for Moore. Moore comes up with the puck. Right side pass for Vockler. A little far, but he goes and skates after it nevertheless. Now catches up with it as Parker Sheehan catches up with him. Back behind the Laker net, getting in there. Sheehan puts a check on him on the board, bellies him up there, and going after it is Schulten. Schulten with the puck near side. Sheehan loses the stick again. Sheehan playing without a stick. It's way out here deep in the slot. 11.12 seconds to go in this period. Now he goes out to get his own stick. Loose puck comes back out here. This is Moore. Circles around. Near side, cross ice pass, a one-timer that time by Vockler, a bullet that goes wide, comes back out to Moore again. Moore comes back to Vockler, another one-timer broken up in traffic. Rebound comes out here, and Moore goes after the loose puck, as does Evans. Rides him into the board, Lohr over there comes after the loose puck, keeps it in the Lakers zone. Comes right side with it for teammate Vockler, and then a shot broken up in traffic. And looks like McBride made the stop, so all the way with 10:40 to go. Both teams now at full strength. Sioux Falls has outshot Watertown 16-13 on the scoreboard. They have a 1-0 lead. Beavers is out there right now. Klassen is out there. Seeley is out there, among others for Sioux Falls. And also Mason Rossler is out there. He's a young man we saw here at the state tournament a couple years ago, Jim. Comes back in the Lakers zone. And going after that loose puck, Lakers looking for a centering pass. And over there, Rossler playing it. Lakers come up with it. Stick handling the puck. Looks like Beebe puts a shot on side of the net. And we have a whistle stopping play at 10:19 to go in period number 2. Nice to have you with us on a cold Friday night from the Mace, but it's nice in here.
It's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
No.
Over we don't have any heat, of course.
This is the old Reliabank booth.
Yep.
The heater's not working tonight.
It is not working tonight, that's
but
true.
It's pretty comfortable up here.
It really is. Face off here, Beebe working against Sioux Falls player in the face off. That was against Lohr. Loose puck out front. Lakers couldn't get a stick on that loose puck in the slot. Broken up by Sioux Falls, 3-on-2. Pass left side, more. Nice comeback that time by Kranz to take it away. Tried to save by Edwards. Lakers come up with it. This is Workus. Too far for him. They'll play it ahead now this time. Lakers come up with a puck. Picked up here by Beebe. Just in over the blue line. Lakers were offside.
Workus doing his best to stretch on the line and couldn't quite hold that back leg back, so it's going to be offsides.
9:55 to go, period number 2. Nice crowd tonight. Not as big as when we saw Brookings here a couple weeks ago for Stick It to Cancer night, but a nice crowd nevertheless. And the Lakers actually win the draw. It was just outside the Sioux Falls blue line. Moore tries to keep it in, can't do so. Lakers will play it off the far rail, and coming up with a Boomsma, backhands it into the Sioux Falls zone. Plays it off the rail that time for Lohr, into the neutral zone, getting to it. McBride plays it back into the Sioux Falls zone. Lakers go on the attack. Of course, Riefenberger goes after this loose puck over here. Moore as well, and Boomsma gets over there. Played back beyond the Sioux Falls zone. And, of course, providing some pressure is Green. Back out it comes to Vockler. Vockler over the Laker blue line has it nicely poked away. Picked up here by Boomsma. Lakers now have the 3-on-2 if they hurry. It comes off to Evans. Again, they're offside. 9:16 to go in the period. That official stands right in the blue line.
And they look at the blue line every time, and Austin
really
Green got caught that time.
So they do.
Still a pretty dead heat, 14-16 in shots on goal.
It really is, just outside the Sioux Falls blue line. Face-off coming here. That, of course, is Bowling. Lakers don't win the draw, but they flip it back in the neutral zone. And, of course, right there is Riefenberger. Lost it there, picked up for the Lakers. Neutral zone. Comes back out here, of course. This is Foley. Plays it left side off the far rail. Lakers get to it. Chase it down into the Sioux Falls zone. Left side there. Going after that loose puck deep in the slot. Booms and puts it right out there. And Langston makes it a save. Covers it up nicely at 8:52 to go.
Sheehan set that right out in front of the net real nice, and Boomsma had a pretty good look.
Yes, Sheehan's done well this year. He's one of the few seniors on this team, but he's played very well. Bramer in the face-off circle left here of Langston. And Lakers win the draw. They can't hold the zone, though. And then they do knock it back in. Foley works down there against Punto. I don't think you'll see Foley back off to anybody. He's only a freshman, though.
He's a great young player.
Oh, yeah. Well, all the Foleys have been good players. Just outside the blue line, Bramer comes up with a puck, wins the draw, but is picked up here by Clark. Lost, knocked away that time by Werting. Comes over here by Dakota, comes over here, picked up that time by Ebersbacher. Long pass that time. This time I think maybe Sioux Falls was offside. at 8:34 to go, period number 2. 1-0 hockey game. The only difference right now is a Dominic Schulten power play goal for Sioux Falls. 29 seconds into the second period to break a scoreless tie. Nice to have you with us tonight on this Friday night. Back here tomorrow for 2 at 4:30 for the girls, and then the boys tomorrow night with Sioux Falls 1 at 8:15. 8:34 right here. And getting out there right now will be Nelson for Sioux Falls. Boston Nelson gets out there, and of course Moore is out there as well. Tried to get a shot on that time, was Nelson, couldn't do so. Over here comes to Vockler. Vockler likes to shoot, puts a shot on, broken up in traffic. Sioux Falls comes up, turnaround that time by Schulten, goes high over the net. Watertown plays it back out to the point as Sioux Falls holds his own. Vockler from Moore puts a shot on, broken up in traffic. It almost got to the goalie that time. McBride, the Lakers flip it down the puck down the ice because Sioux Falls again in a power play. How many power plays have they had in this game? They've not converted. Well, yes, they have converted one. And it comes back out here. Lakers break it up. Nice play by Workus. Plays it to the far corner. Beebe goes after it in the Sioux Falls zone. Takes it back beyond the net. Goes back over there in the corner. There was nobody home, though. So Beebe has to shake down and run after, or so to speak, or skate after his own puck. Loose puck over here. Picked up by Moore. And, of course, it was away from Schulten. Back in the neutral zone. This is Boston. Taken away by the Lakers. That's Green into the Sioux Falls zone. Near side here for Moore. Moore with the puck, plays it rink wide. Too far that time for Lohr. Moore to Lohr. And, of course, back in the Lakers zone. Sioux Falls will be off sides. Actually, icing the puck, I guess, would be the right answer. Yep. At 7:23 to go there.
And 49 seconds left in this power play here, and the Lakers actually doing a pretty good job here, Jeff.
Well, they've killed off a lot of penalties.
They've done a great job killing penalties.
Yeah, 2 5-on-3 disadvantages, and they've killed those off. And, of course, Green out there in the face-off circle. Far side over there, Sioux Falls will skate after that loose puck. Play it high off Sheehan's glove, and it goes into the Lakers zone as Clark goes after that along with Foley. 7:12 to play. And the face-off to the right of the Sioux Falls netminder, Langston. Loose puck comes over here along the near board. Punto giving chase. Lakers giving chase. Flips up in the air that time. Foley almost knocked it down. Gets to Clark, 2-on-1. Right side pass shot on the way. Saved that time by McBride. Played it very well. That was off the stick of Vockler.
A little bit of a 2-on-1, kind of a late 2-on-1 there for Sioux Falls. And Parker Sheehan dove in front of that shot, and McBride saw it all the way.
And it was Matheson, not Vockler. Matheson's 48. So face-off and Matheson comes off here. Vockler's out there right now. Face-off to the left of McBride. Lakers don't win the draw. Sioux Falls, Moore goes after that loose puck back beyond the Laker net. Far rail over there, picked up by Sioux Falls. Lohr. Moore and Lohr play out there on this line. Lohr to Moore. Gets ridden up into the bench that time by the Lakers along the boards. Bellies him up right there. Shot out front. That time by Edwards. It was a high off the glass. Rebound comes out over here off the glass and comes out here near side. Foley going after that puck with Allard. Allard goes after that loose puck and back defensively. Of course, for Sioux Falls will be Sievert. Sievert and Edwards playing out there right now defensively. Lakers come up with a puck centering pass. Had Foley right there, parked on the doorstep, but he couldn't get that puck. Comes over here to Boomsma, going after that loose puck over there. Foley picked up here by Boomsma. Sioux Falls comes up with it. Vockler takes it out to the neutral ice area. His pass, though, broken up that time nicely by Allard. Then ridden off the puck. Boomsma and Vockler both go down, picked up here by Green. This is Green. Austin with a puck, knocked off his stick. Loose puck at the blue line, back in the Sioux Falls zone. 5:55 to play in the period. Moore gets over here for Vockler. Batted up in the air, back in the neutral zone, picked up by Sioux Falls. Rink wide pass. Lakers Sheehan will get on it, back in his own zone, back in Gretzky's office. Picks it up here, knocked down, but back to help out was Allard. Pass right side, comes onto the stick, poke checked away from Evans. That time by Lohr. Picked up here, of course, by Klassen. Klassen, K-L-A-A-S-S-E-N. Head and uncle, the same pronunciation, same spelling exactly. And loose puck comes back in the Lakers zone, and Sioux Falls will be called for icing the puck at 5:20 to play, period number 2. Nice student section here tonight, nice crowd, but there's room for a few more. We take it, and we have a double dip for you tomorrow. Actually, if you come out and watch the girls, you can stick around and watch the JV boys and then the varsity boys. Get 3 games for the price of 2. How could life get any better? And of course, it's hockey. Crayons works down here against Mr. Nelson. A loose puck. Sioux Falls actually won the draw. Flipping in the Lakers zone. Schulten and, of course, McBride in a race for that loose puck. Schulten comes away with a backhander that time. Was wide of the mark. Loose puck picked up here by Sioux Falls. I think the intensity has picked up just a little bit here in period number 2 that we didn't quite see in period number 1. Loose puck dribbles into the Sioux Falls zone as Matheson gives up on it. And we'll have a face-off coming. Just outside the Laker blue line.
You're right. The speed has picked up here a little bit, and this is really a dead heat. You had 1 power play goal for Sioux Falls, making it 1-0. Other than that, this is a tie game.
Yeah, and Clark will face off here against, I believe, Evans. Nope, it was 2 9s, actually Kranz. All right, interestingly enough, back behind the Lakers' net they were going to go, but they put a shot right on goal after McBride was up to that occasion. So another one against Owen McBride to his right, Sioux Falls zone, 4:51 to play. Sioux Falls, 18-15 shots on goal advantage, and on the scoreboard, 1-0. Not many goals. If you like that, that's not all bad. Picked up here by Workus. Workus stick handles the puck to the neutral zone, gets ridden off the puck. Sioux Falls comes away with it. Ringside pass comes over here. Long pass picked up that time nicely by the Lakers. Beebe puts a shot on the pull that goes wide. Sheehan tries to keep it in, does a good job. Workus steers it into the corner in the Sioux Falls zone. Vockler goes after that loose puck over there. Lakers, Beebe over there as well as they battle for the puck, beg your pardon. 4:24 to go in the second period. Battle for that puck over there was Clark. Lakers, Sheehan. Clark wins at that time. Pass to the neutral zone. Foley gets on it, plays it off the boards. Back in Langston will stop it back beyond his own net. Ebersbacher picks it up back beyond his own net. Near side out here for Punto. Gets ridden off the pucks nicely that time by Evans. He loves to check. And it puts a man in the corner, that's Vockler. And over there, of course, they play it to the far boards over there, getting over there. And Graff playing his first time a little bit tonight. Punto off a skate that time right at the blue line. And they're going to call for Sioux Falls, I believe, offside.
Max Evans came off the bench that time like a rocket. Got into the corner and put a pretty big hit down on the corner down there.
So Austin Green facing off here. He goes against Vockler just outside the Sioux Falls blue line. 3:49 to go in the period. Riefenberger plays it ahead. Beavers comes up with it far side for Sioux Falls. Lohr can't really control it. Lakers do, they'll play it into the corner. Green goes after that loose puck. My voice is not leaving me. Picked up here, of course, and neutralized by Evans. Max steps around to check that time, works against Moore. Green had it, lost it. Moore with good back check comes up with the puck. Moore down the left side as Vockler with him. Defeats Vockler, puts a shot on. They tried to get it back to Vockler on a give and go. He missed it wide. Comes back out to Evans, knocked off his stick by Riefenberger. Nice play by him. And of course, McBride's looked very good in the nets tonight. Puck out here, Sioux Falls with a backhander, broken up at the blue line, Laker blue line, deep in the slot, working hard is Lohr. Moore puts a shot on, broken up, he shoots, and he shoots it a little bit high and over the back of the net. That time was Lohr. They almost got another one. They're up 1-0 right here. Sioux Falls can't quite hold the zone. That was Edwards, goes back into the Sioux Falls zone. Back to get it, of course, will be for Sioux Falls. Far side over there, picked up by the Lakers, Boomsma, and we're going to have, I believe, a delayed penalty coming up here.
Yep. It's going to be I believe it's a roughing. Is that what they're calling over there against Blair Boomsma? I think it was kind of a shot when they went by.
2:39.
It's going to be Vockler with a roughing.
That's his second penalty.
So we'll see what happens here with the Lakers on the power play, but Sioux Falls has found another gear here as of the last 2 or 3 minutes, but now they go man down for the next 2 minutes.
Lakers with the puck far side. Beebe gets on it at the neutral zone at the blue line. Comes back here, of course, to McBride. Comes on to Beebe. Beebe takes it in over the blue line, works down there against Moore. Loose puck, Beebe stays with it. Backhander, he had Allard racing down the right side. If he could have gotten to it, he'd had an open net. Couldn't get to it though. Picked up by Foley, skating in, puts a shot on, broken up in traffic. Thomas has 1 goal this year. McBride gets to it, plays it along the far rail. Loose puck picked up by Schulten. Lakers get it back here. That, of course, is Sieverts. Sieverts with the puck, plays it ahead here, too far for Nelson, but he flips it down the ice into the Lakers zone. Lakers in the power play for another minute and 15. Picked up here by the Lakers Allard. He can fly, gets over the blue line, again another offside. I think we should park that official somewhere else.
There's been quite a few offsides
We
tonight,
really
hasn't
have.
there?
Yeah, he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
I'm only kidding when I say that.
It's the easiest call an official can make is offsides because they're parked on the blue line.
Yeah, they
But yeah,
really
I don't remember a game this year where we've had so many calls.
Yeah, just outside the blue line. And, of course, kids have to adjust to that a little bit. But they aren't worried too much about it. Picked up here, of course, by Evans. Sickhouse had it poked away, taken away that time by Clark. Clark skating in, but he was ridden out the puck a little bit, and he really didn't have control of the puck like he would have liked to. Got on the outside of his stick, and he couldn't control it. Picked up here by the Lakers, Boomsma. Sheehan goes after that loose puck. Picked up here, loose puck in the slot. Lakers will clear it away, I think. No, a shot that time by Boomsma. It goes off the skate that time of Evans. Back in the corner, Sioux Falls. Clark working hard down there, gets to Evans. 1:15 to play in the second period. Lakers in the power play for 32 seconds. Here comes Evans, goes coast to coast. Lost the handle, has to get it back. Takes it down to the far side, then draws some pressure. Picked up here by Boomsma. Boomsma steps around a check, leaves it over here in the corner for the Lakers. Allard comes back out here, trying to hold the zone. The Lakers couldn't do so. Goes back in the Lakers zone, and Kranz has to go back to get it now for the Lakers. Picks it up and gets a check that time from the Sioux Falls player. That's Punto, now gets off. The Lakers play it back in the neutral zone. Down the left side come the Lakers, looking for both teams now at full strength at 37.9 seconds. Lakers looking for that equalizer and a tying goal.
You got 37 seconds. It'd be nice for the Lakers right here to find a goal and put this thing at equal going into the third period.
It would. Foley and, of course, McBride out there defensively. Green out there right now with Kranz and also Boomsma. And Sioux Falls gets to it. That's Schulten. He's a big boy. Schulten, real tall. And flips it back out here to a teammate, puts a shot on, and the glove save made by McBride. McBride has stepped his game up tonight. He's looked very good, very solid. Has one shutout on the year, but he's trying to stop a 7-game losing streak as well.
That was Volker shooting that. He shot a lot of shots tonight.
Volker has shot a lot of shots. Another shot on, kicked out that time by McBride. 21 seconds to go in the period. Moore plays it back behind the net, looking for a centering pass, looking back behind for Moore. Moore comes out here, shot high over the top of the cage. Lohr goes after it with 10 seconds to go. Plays it off the far board, and the Lakers get to it. That's McBride. McBride, with a man hounding him, gets it back to the neutral ice area. Now picked up in the Lakers zone as it stopped, ending the second period. So a Schulten power play goal, 29 seconds in to the second period, broke a scoreless tie. Sioux Falls with a 1-0 lead after 2 periods of play.
And a pretty good period at that, Jeff. You know, the one power play goal by Sioux Falls, but pretty equal game here.
Yeah, pretty equal game. 19 saves so far for McBride in the contest, and 18 so far for Langston. And Sioux Falls with the Schulten power play goal, 29 seconds in, has given Sioux Falls a 1-0 lead. But the Lakers have played this team tough. Both games they played them this year. The last time they played it was a 4-3 score. This time, of course, it is 1-0 after 2 periods of play. Reminder, the girls tomorrow. We'll have that for you at 4:20. Our coverage starts with a pregame show. They'll drop the puck at 4 o'clock. Watertown hosting Yankton. Watertown looking for their 5th win of the year. They're 4-7-1. Yankton right now comes in 0-12. That's always a dangerous situation because that's a game you look at and say, well, we should win it, but that's not the attitude you want to go in with.
That's not the way it always works.
No, and so that's kind of interesting. And then, of course, we'll have the boys tomorrow night with Sioux Falls 1 here. And, of course, tomorrow, speaking of such, Sioux Falls 2 goes on to play Aberdeen. We saw Aberdeen a couple of weeks ago. I've got to get onto the hockey score real quick.
I think I can get one right here, Jeff. I'm
see
close.
If they can't get a college hockey score. See how the Gophers did at Notre Dame, because that's Vince's team. And Vince and I got more into it in terms of here we go. 3-0, the Gophers shut out Notre Dame.
There you go.
There you go. So now they got to win again tomorrow just to get a split in the season series, because Notre Dame went to Minnesota a couple weeks ago and swept the Gophers.
But tonight you have the upper hand.
Yeah, tonight
right now,
I have
as
the
of
upper
right
hand.
now.
Now where's Vince Foley when you need it? That's what I want to know.
Let's get him on the phone. You should call him.
I do have his number.
Well, I do have some other South Dakota varsity boys action here tonight. Rushmore, while you make that most important phone call, Rushmore right now in progress, 4-1, and that would be over Sioux Falls 1. Mitchell and Huron, with Huron 5-4 at this point. So some pretty close games there. That Rushmore Sioux Falls 1 game is a pretty good game. And it looks like Aberdeen and Oahe. Oahe's up 6-3 in that game. And those games were 8 o'clock starts, so I assume that they are about ready to end their second period, or maybe even into the third at this point. They're about in the same stage as we are with this game. So three other games going on tonight, and boys varsity action. Our girls, of course, varsity girls are off tonight, and we'll get here tomorrow at 4:30, and we will have a double broadcast, our last one of the year. We've had several of those where we broadcast the girls, we take a JV game off, and then we come right back and broadcast the boys. So we're doing that for our last time tomorrow night.
Well, last time as far as regular season for the girls,
right?
Because Watertown will make the state tournament. The varsity girls tournament is here.
Yeah, our girls have a great opportunity to win, 3 or even all the games in the rest of the year here. They've got Brookings, they have Mitchell, they have Yankton, and so they've got some tough games to play, but they're probably going to sit in the middle of the pack. I would say no higher than 4th or 5th, but they're going to be sitting right in the middle of the pack going into the state tournament, which is not always a bad place to be.
No, because from the standpoint, 4 plays 5.
Right.
And so it doesn't really matter if you're 4 or 5 as far as that's concerned, who you're going to get. But that's probably better than being the 8th seed and getting the number 1 seed, or the 7th seed playing the number 2. So
yeah, it's not bad to come in the middle of the pack. No. That's actually a good place to be. And of course, there's one team is the forerunner. I would guess would be Aberdeen girls. They've kind of bowled over everybody this year. But that's once state tournament time comes, things can change. But you would have to look at Aberdeen or Sioux Falls as the top 2 teams, of course, with girls hockey. And a lot can happen in the tournament. You never know.
So Aberdeen, by the way, is 13-0, 26 points, and Sioux Falls is 13-1. They have 26 points.
And they have not met yet. Is that correct?
They have met once. I think that's Sioux Falls' only loss. But Aberdeen has outscored their opponents 141-6.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and of course Sioux Falls has outscored their opponents 105-15.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen lopsided like that with points like Aberdeen this year. They are just they don't give you any shots.
No, and then you have Brookings at 8-3 with 16 points, so it's really a 2-team race in a sense. And then Mitchell at 6-7-0-1 with 13 points. Then you get down to Sioux Center at 6-6. Then Watertown at 5-7-1, and of course with 9, a win tomorrow will get them to 11. Watertown's been outscored 55-34. If you want to know what's going on, it's right there.
It's right there, right in your notes.
You are wrong, old hockey Brett.
So yeah, tournament time right now. Things are gonna start shaking out, and it's important that we'll try to keep you up to date as best we can, or Jeff will, as far as those standings and who's doing what and when, because within the next 2 weeks, it's going to decide what the tournament looks like.
Well, and Ava Myrie, who's only an 8th grader, is number 2, of course, in the league for Aberdeen, and as far as the goaltenders are concerned, and her goal percentage right now is .945.
Kind of unheard of.
Van der Esch is a .973. So that's pretty impressive. So kind of cool to look at some of that stuff.
And we have a good goalie with the Lakers, Emma Feusel.
Emma Feusel is in there, and let's see, I can get that stuff to you if you'd like it real quick. Let's see, point leaders, by the way, is Holland with 58. She has a 10-point lead. I told you I had all this stuff. Amick, of course, is second with goals with 24, but Caitlin, of course, Holland has 34. And assist leaders, you have Dean, Morgan Dean with 28, and you have Holland with 24. And what do I do with the goaltender stuff here? Goals against average, Myrie 0.46 and Van Der Esch 0.27.
Yeah, so that's...
I told you. And then, of course, then you have Tegehoff with 2.34. So you really have two kids that are under a goal, and then you have the next one goes to 234 and 236, and that's pretty darn good.
It is.
For 234. And then you go from 236 to the fourth, that's Runge, and then you get Moore at 358. And then you have Feusel, who is 6 right now, 4.04 goals per game that she gives up.
And we talk about girls hockey because we've done a certain amount of broadcasting for the girls this year, but that league is as good as any league in the state as far as hockey. There's some really good hockey being played there, some fantastic scorers. Aberdeen, leading in assists and scoring. I mean, it's just
and points and everything else.
Yeah, and there's just some really good hockey being played at the varsity level. And we talked about girls hockey with the director of South Dakota Hockey, and they are concentrating a lot on the girls program right now and trying to build these programs from the bottom up. And the girls, many times that programs have been built from the top down. And you can start to see the work that's been happening in the last 4, 5, 6 years in girls hockey. It's really getting competitive and a lot of fun to watch.
Well, and what they're trying to get away from is the 7th grader playing against a senior.
Right.
So you have the 7th graders or 8th graders, maybe those 2 years, but each year kind of playing against each other.
Yeah.
So the 7th graders playing the 8th graders, so you don't have that gap because obviously if you have a 7th grader against a senior, there's 5 years difference there.
Right.
A lot of maturity and everything else.
Well, and as far as a strength of the program, that does work to a certain extent, but in the longevity of that program, the girls' programs, it doesn't work that way. And the key to girls is always recruiting the young girls. And a lot of times, girls don't decide to come out to hockey until they're 7th or 8th grade, and sometimes it gets a little bit late. So what they're trying to do is get these young girls at the mite level to come out and, of course, play girls hockey all the way up. That's the focus.
You mentioned you had some other scores tonight. Rushmore at Sioux Falls 1. That's going on right now. Right here, of course, Sioux Falls 2 leading Watertown 1-0 after 2 periods of play. 19-18 shots on goal for Sioux Falls. Mitchell at Huron tonight. Mitchell has struggled all year. And then, of course, Aberdeen and Oahe. That's a big game, mostly, of course, for Oahe. But Aberdeen has been pretty good the second half. So that's kind of an interesting matchup.
I checked that score earlier, and it's 6-3 Oahe right now over Aberdeen. But that game was a 3-2 game for a long time.
Okay.
And the Mitchell Marlins are still down to Huron. Huron 5-4 over Mitchell Marlins right now, and that's got to be in the end of the second. Rushmore and Sioux Falls 1. Rushmore 4-1. So that game is interesting. I thought that one might be a little bit closer, but we got a ways to go in that one yet.
Well, and the team that we kind of lose sight of sometimes because we won't see them until the state hockey tournament is the Rushmores. Rushmores right now at 11-2. They are 4 points behind, of course, the number 1 team. That number 1 team is Brookings. All right, and they, of course, Brookings right now at 13-0. And then, of course, you have Oahe at 11-0-1 with 23 points. Then it's Rushmore's. Then it's the Sioux Falls 2 team at 11-3, also with 22 points. They're tied with Rushmore's for third. Then Sioux Center at 9-5 with 18 points. Then Sioux Falls 1 at 8-6. They have 16 points so far. You talk about teams getting outscored this year, and of course Brookings has outscored their opponents 92-7.
That's impressive too.
That's impressive
That's
too.
very impressive.
And of course, I sometimes say that I think that Jim and I'd say that kind of kiddingly, but I think that Jim and I could almost play goalie for Brookings because their goalie only sees about 15 shots a game. And,
same with the Aberdeen girls.
Yeah.
They've got an 8th grader, nothing to take away from her because she's a great talent, but she doesn't see many shots.
I had a puck up here earlier, and in between, before the game started, I tossed it downstairs. I could have flipped that puck right out there, and I blew it.
Of course, chuck-a-puck going on right now. We throw their pucks out, and they get them close to the banner, and it's a 50-50 split.
But if it's $1 million out there, 500,000 ain't bad.
That's not bad. It's not bad to split $1 million.
Yeah.
I would think it's more like $80 tonight, Jeff, and you might get 40 the way it looks tonight.
Yeah, that might be right.
So,
well,
yeah.
the time that I actually won with John Jackson and Terry Van Conant, it was 45, was 90 out there, and we split it 45 and split it 3 ways, so I ended up with 15. It paid for my entrance into the arena.
there you go. It's not quite that much to get in, is it?
Oh, yeah, it goes up.
Is it like $40 a person to get in?
It's for celebrity status, it goes up.
But you had a problem getting in tonight. Tell us that.
Well, that was interesting because the gal
Jeff almost didn't get into the arena tonight.
the gal that I had didn't recognize me, didn't know me, so I told her I had a pass. I worked for radio. She goes, "Oh, really?" So then,
Really good
I
line. Yeah, she said, "Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sure."
So I said, "Would you like to see my ticket?" She goes, "Yeah." So I haul it out, and of course I've got a lifetime pass. And so then, of course, she gets the sheet out and goes, "There's only 4 of them on here, and you're one of them." So she goes, "I've never seen this before." So I showed her my lifetime pass, and we were good to go.
Good for those folks working the gate. Nothing's going to get by them. Even
They're
a lifetime
doing their
member
job.
is not going to get by.
That's
Nobody
right.
walks past.
They're doing their job. And I really wasn't going to argue with her.
That's right. That's right. You'd have had to call somebody to get you in, or go out and come in the back door.
Well, I could have done that, but it was because they have the farm show going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot more vehicles out here tonight, so I had to park a lot farther away than I would have liked to.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's fine.
When you come to the rink tonight, it looks like there might be about 5,000 people here.
Yeah.
Because there's some
only
other
hope.
events that share this parking lot, but we had a decent crowd tonight, and I think it's camouflage night because the student section is the ones that are here are wearing camouflage, and maybe the rest of them we can't see. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. By the way, 9:30, 1480 KSTR, Watertown, South Dakota. Go watertown.net. You can also we stream it, and Nick Bantine back at our studios. Have a couple of guys that are streaming or actually running the camera here, which is great. So we appreciate that. So
KSDR YouTube. KSDR
Yes.
YouTube. We haven't mentioned that, but we do stream on that station. So
That's right.
And that'll stay there for a while too. If you want to come back and watch it tomorrow or a week from now, KSDR YouTube, and you can go back and find those games perhaps that you missed. So with 122 left in this one, I would have to think that the Lakers are going into the locker room at the end of that period, thinking with a lot of confidence. I would think they played a really good team. Remember, the Sioux Falls team was 11-0.
That's my
at the beginning
laundry
of the year.
basket they just threw out on the ice.
We got a couple youngsters picking up the pucks. Somebody threw them a laundry basket. So
Yes.
there's
Well,
somebody's
now they have
got
a stick. That'll help.
Yeah. They're just
You
these are the 2 youngsters that somebody talked into picking up the pucks.
The interesting thing is, you have a 50-50 on this Chukka puck, and you don't realize how many pucks are out here. Do you have to go pick them up?
Yeah, especially 2 volunteers here.
Yeah.
They get to put their skates on, and of course they always like to do that, but they had their hands full picking up all these pucks tonight.
Well, yeah.
Just the 2 of them.
I got to see if they're going to get this in the. Oh, they are.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Oh,
they put all the pucks on the banner and dumped them into the clothes basket.
Well, I like that.
The buzzer rings here at 14 seconds, and there's still 5 or 6 pucks, and they're getting them picked up now. They're going to get it done. Teams are still in the locker room, so we have a little bit of time. Sioux Falls is starting to mosey out a few guys.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Well, the beginning of the period is important like it was at the beginning of the second, and really a lot of these games are decided on who comes out of the locker room. So we'll see what happens.
Well, Sioux Falls will be defending the goal to our left as you check out your radio dial. Cole Langston down there looking for his 4th win of the year. And, of course, Owen McBride to our right, and both teams now in front of their bench, like they typically are for a 3-0 score. I'll have to look at my phone later, see if Vince Foley recognizes the fact that I sent him a 3-0 Gopher final.
He may not. He may not respond.
Yeah, he may not.
So Jeff always a big fan of college hockey.
One thing we may differ a little bit in hockey, but I think politically we're miles apart. Yeah, it's all right.
Look at the shots on goal. 18 for the Lakers and 19 for Sioux Falls. So it's a dead heat.
It is out there right now. Lakers, of course, will go with Green and Bowling and Boomsma. This is a pretty good line. I like this line. I almost hope they keep it together. Sioux Falls actually wins the draw. They'll flip it in the Lakers zone, and back will be Sheehan to get it as we rattle off 9 seconds of period number 3. It's still a 1-0 hockey game. I don't know about you, but I kind of like these 1-0 games once in a while, 2-1.
Yeah, the fans like to see a lot of scoring. It's kind of like, a lot of passes in the NFL, but this is a good game.
Yeah, we don't see many shutouts in high school hockey at any level. And, of course, the puck comes back in the Lakers zone. They'll play it around the boards there, picking it up far side as Lohr goes after that loose puck. Lakers as well. Going over there, Lohr and Boomsman battle for the puck, pin each other up along the boards. Where's that puck, though? Lohr digs it out, gets a check that time from Green, plays it back behind the Laker net. Now, the Lakers have to be careful here, like every team does, not to give up a goal the first couple of minutes of a period, because so oftentimes that happens. Moore gets a big check that time from the Lakers, trying to dig the puck out. 2 players go down, and the Lakers break it out to the neutral zone, trickles across, and Matheson flips it back in, and the official goes down. That looks like me out there on the ice. And, of course, Vockler plays it back in the Sioux Falls zone. I'm not quite as graceful as he was, though. Picked up there by Bowling. Bowling over the blue line, winds up with a shot, and Langston makes the save and hangs on with a glove.
I think Bowling was one of those kids that didn't play last period. I didn't see him out there last period, so they kind of rotated that. But it looks kind of like now they have the band back together with that one line.
Well, Bowling had the hat trick the other night.
Yeah, he did.
At Rapid, at Rushmore's. So Kranz here. Behind him, of course, was the Lakers defensively, McBride. Sioux Falls actually wins the draw. Comes out here. It's 2-on-1 if they hurry. And, of course, the shot, they score. That was Punto from Clark. Punto from Clark. Sioux Falls has a 2-0 lead.
It was a 2-on-1 with Foley being the one, and he took the guy with the puck, and there was no pass, and he shot it right straight in.
So Sioux Falls 2 extends their lead to 2-0. That comes at 15:39. What did I say? Not that I'm a smart person, but that seems to be when the first 2 minutes or the last 2 minutes of a period, you oftentimes will give up goals. You got to be so darn careful. Picked up here, Lakers dump it back in as Ebersbacher. Okay, it's P-O-N-T-O. Of course, there was a Punto that played on the Twins for a number of years. I think that was P-U-N-T-O.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And so Ponto gets credit, and the P-O-N-T-O as far as Sioux Falls is concerned. Picked up here, of course, by Boston Nelson. Nelson skating the right side, looking for a centering pass out front. Lakers knock it down, and they'll flip it all the way down the ice. It'll be icing against the Lakers, but it gives them a moment to catch their breath and make a line change. So let's see, Bramer is out there. Sheehan is out there. Evans is out there defensively with Sheehan. Then you have Allard, Dakota, Wertink out there as well for the Lakers on this line. Schulten in the faceoff circle for Sioux Falls actually wins the draw, but gets it deflected back to the neutral zone. They'll play in the Lakers zone, and Parker Sheehan gets on that loose puck right away. Takes it back behind his own net. Loses it to a Sioux Falls player. Schulten back, it comes to the point. They hold the zone, a shot right from the blue line. That time by Edwards, and of course the save made by the Lakers' McBride. He saw it all the way.
I kind of thought somewhere in that second period Sioux Falls maybe picked it up a little bit of a step, and I think they've done that right now too.
I think so, and of course Mason Ressler, another shot on, and a save made again.
Nice glove save there from the point. Owen McBride saw it all the way.
McBride's played very well tonight. Ressler off the face-off for Sioux Falls. Lakers actually win it, clear it back to the neutral zone, and going back to get it will be Edwards for Sioux Falls. Picks it up in his own zone, and Dakota Werting says, I can take this puck, and he tries to take it away, and Darner gets away with it. And then, of course, picked up here by Bramer. Bramer plays it off the far rail. Lakers can't hold the zone, though. Schulten goes after that loose puck, puts a check on his man, knocks him down to the ice. Loose puck is Vockler. In the neutral zone, Lakers Bramer knocks it down. Then Werting couldn't quite hold it, and here's Allard. Allard plays it back to his own blue line, knocked down that time, and of course back to get it will be McBride for the Lakers. Plays it far rail over there for Allard. Allard stick handles the puck, picked up here by Sioux Falls 2, that's Vockler. Somebody lost a glove. Lakers have it right there, that was Vockler. Picked up by the Lakers in the neutral zone. Down the left side here is Evans. Evans hasn't scored in a while. I'm waiting for him to get a goal. and he gets ridden off the puck there, picked up by Lohr. Lohr back behind his own net, plays it out here along the far rail. Lakers hold the zone, though, play it back there. Ebersbacher has to go back to get it. Plays it left side for Vockler, too far. Lakers clip it into the Sioux Falls zone. Then over here comes over to Ebersbacher. Long lead pass that time, stretch pass for Vockler. Wanted to shoot, pulled the trigger, then pulled it back. Kind of had it on that puck on a string. Lakers get it at the far side over there, picked up by Moore as he puts a check on the Sioux Falls player, Boomsma. Picked up by Sioux Falls along the far rail. This is Lohr. Lakers putting some pressure on. Lohr gets at the puck at the blue line, knocked down, and Lohr gets to the puck again for Sioux Falls. Lakers play it back to the neutral zone. Right at the point, down goes Boomsma, and of course this is Bowling. Bowling is one man back, puts a shot on, broken up that time. Shot by Foley, didn't take it. Steps in front instead. Backhander puts a shot on, glove saved by Langston. Good shot that time by Foley. Maybe didn't get all that he would have liked to get on that backhander, but still pretty good shot.
He did a good job clearing some space and creating a lane for himself, just couldn't get it to his forehand.
That's right. So Green will face off here against Sioux Falls. Clark to the right of Langston. Sioux Falls zone. And the loose puck along the near rail here. Bowling is out there. I think I might have said Austin Green. Guess not. It was Bowling. He's 22, Green's 23. Far side goes over there, picked up by the Lakers. They'll flip it out here. McBride to the neutral zone. Onto the stick there in the neutral zone. Lakers knock it down. Loose puck on it is Clark, and we have a whistle stopping play.
Yeah, we're gonna get a trip here on Sioux Falls. Happened in the neutral zone. So this is going to be Ponto. He doesn't agree with it, but he's going to go in there anyway.
Most kids don't.
Yep. So good opportunity with 2-0 here at the 12:20 point for the Watertown Lakers on a power play.
See what they can do. They so far this year power plays 17.6%, a little bit better. 78.3% on the penalty kills. Far side, he couldn't get it off the boards. The Lakers take it away. Alex says, here, I'll take it. And he takes it across the line. This is Beebe. Beebe's waiting, flips it back in the neutral zone, then going after it is Schulten, but Max Evans takes it away. Evans with the puck, in over the blue line, poke checked away, trailing on the play, the Lakers. Beebe, Allard with a shot that goes a little bit wide. Going after that is Edwards in the far corner, plays it off the far rail. Trying to get a shot on the slot. The Lakers couldn't quite do so. Big one-hander with that wrist shot that time by Sheehan, wouldn't find the mark. Beebe comes back. Lakers hold the zone. This is Evans. Puts a shot on. Broken up that time by Sioux Falls. Back to the neutral zone. Lakers have it. Onto the stick of Evans near side. Takes it over the blue line. Whistles a shot on. And the save is made by Langston, but he has no idea where that puck is.
He had no idea. All he knew it wasn't in the goal,
Yeah.
and it was stuck somewhere on him.
Yeah.
And I got a feeling it was down in his pad, but that's a little scary for a goalie. He was a long ways out also.
Yeah, he has no idea. 11:23 to play in this period. And over here near side, going after that puck, Sieverts. Lakers hold the zone. This is McBride. Puts a shot on. Save made that time by Langston. Loose puck back beyond the net. Sieverts tries to clear, does so all the way down the ice. 11 minutes to play in this hockey game. It's a 2-0 Sioux Falls lead. And Watertown trying to get on the scoreboard. They have outshot Sioux Falls 24-22. But the scoreboards work out. Shot right on that time from point blank range by Punto. And might have been Vockler.
Vockler, yep.
Yep, Vockler.
He shot a lot of pucks tonight. He's a kid that's been all over the ice.
Yeah. His numbers partially obscured now. It wasn't like that earlier. He's going to be in the face-off circle right here to the right of McBride. Lakers, they'll win the draw, fortunately. They'll take the puck, and it'll be Green. Green plays it into the Sioux Falls zone. Far side over there. Of course, it's Kranz, and also, of course, Boomsma on this line. Green was parked out front looking for a loose shot. Shot on that way, and it just deflected that time off the stick of Sheehan. Sheehan's not that big, but he's got a pretty good shot. And, of course, the puck comes back in the Lakers zone, and Evans had it taken away from him. He comes back, good back check, gets onto the stick of Boomsma. Boomsma across the blue line, shot that time, broken up that time by Sioux Falls. Sieverts comes back into the Lakers zone with 10-11 to play in this hockey game. 2-0 Sioux Falls if you just joined us. Bachler with the puck now to his own neutral zone, his own blue line. Plays it rink wide, cross ice pass, header comes here to Eberspacher, intercepted by Kranz. Sioux Falls shoots it nevertheless, and a glove save made and hung on to by Owen McBride.
Owen McBride covered that up, and the referees, there was nobody near him. I didn't think they were going to give him a stoppage of play there. He held it for a long time.
Now it's 24-24 shots on goal and 9:54. Sometimes the Lakers have been outshot rather largely. Not tonight. That's great to see. And of course, Clark facing off here against the Lakers. That was, I think, Bramer. It was. Lakers play it to the neutral ice area. Eberspacher dumps it back into the Lakers zone. And McBride goes after that loose puck, takes a check, stays with the puck nevertheless. Matheson trailing him. Here comes, of course, McBride. McBride across the line, puts a shot on, kicked out, up over the glass, out of play by Langston. We'll have a face-off coming in the Sioux Falls zone with 9:31 to play.
Austin McBride doing a nice job. Coach Witt talked about him a little bit at the beginning of the game, how such a good young player that they have there in a defensive man. He's doing a heck of a job this year.
Yep, Beebe out there in the face-off circle works against Clark. Shots put on by Watertown, carries wide just a little bit. Foley gets over there along the point, keeps it in, winds up with a shot. Pad save made, rebound cleared away by Sioux Falls. Going after it now, of course, is 52. That's Boston Nelson. Picked up with the Lakers, neutral zone. Long pass for Foley, a little too far. Picked up here by Sioux Falls. Rink wide pass onto the stick here. This is Clark. Works against the Lakers down there. That's McBride. One kid goes head over heels. Boston Nelson was in the middle of it. Comes here, long lead pass. Too far that time, of course, for Matheson for Sioux Falls. 8:54 to go in this hockey game. Still Lakers have a 26-24 advantage.
Thomas Foley is going to go in the box, and also somebody from Sioux Falls is also. So we're going to have offsetting, that's Clark. So Clark and Foley are going to go into the box. It looks like 5-on-5 hockey.
With 8:54 to go in this hockey game. There we go.
There we go. We're all set. 5-on-5 hockey.
You just never know where that mic's going sometimes. And loose puck there, picked back up behind the Lakers zone as Klassen plays it out to the point. They hold it, long shot that time. That was by, of course, Edwards. And the save made by Owen McBride. McBride's looked very good tonight in the nets.
He has. He's taken actually he's stopped some pretty good shots.
Yes, he has. Lakers play it back here. Sheehan comes up with the puck. Both teams back at full strength as Evans skates after that loose puck. Kept in that time by Scholten. Lakers get to it. They'll skate out to the neutral ice area. Rink wide pass taken that time by Bowling. He flips it into the Sioux Falls zone. Back behind the Sioux Falls, Edwards comes up with a puck for Sioux Falls along the near rail. Skates out to the neutral ice area. Lakers knock it away. Evans, good job, picked up by Bowling. In over the blue line, the right side, 2-on-2. Backhander that time goes a little bit wide. And the puck and save made by Langston. I don't think he knew where the puck was that time either.
I didn't think Bowling had much of a shot, but he had a little gap there between the goalie and the post. And that thing almost got in. Like you said, Langston didn't know where it was at all.
And he didn't dare get up.
No.
He didn't move.
I actually thought the puck went around the back of the net.
Yeah, I did too. He didn't know, and he wasn't going to move. Face off to the left of Langston in the Sioux Falls zone. Sioux Falls clear to the neutral zone off the stick of the Lakers' Evans, and then Moore goes after it, and Evans has to go all the way back in his own zone, but he's a good stick handler. Plays it off the far rail there. Shot right on by Sioux Falls player, and McBride again makes the stop.
That's a tough shot. That's about a 2-bouncer right in front of him. That's tough.
7:53 to play. Sioux Falls up 2-0. Have we done a shutout this year? I don't think so.
I don't think we have. Not in the boys, we haven't.
No. And Lakers, of course, Vachler facing off down there, far side, picked up by Watertown. Shot that caroms wide of Bullock. Getting after that is Nelson, steered back behind the net. Vachler goes after it there. A couple of Laker players are there to go after that loose puck. Back out to the point, shot that time. Save made, and they score off the rebound.
Deflected once. Owen made the stop, and there's a rebound goal there. And think that was Vockler. We talked about him earlier. He's been everywhere tonight. Probably taking more shots than anybody on the rink tonight. Finally found a rebound there, just had to touch it. Owen McBride made a nice stop on it initially.
Yeah, he did.
And had a little bit of a rebound there, and that was all it took. Vockler in good position.
So 3-0, 3 different people have scored, but 2 goals here in the third have given Sioux Falls a little breathing room. And McBride deserves better because he's played well tonight. Both teams 27 shots on goal, but Sioux Falls leads on the scoreboard 3-0 with 7:28 to play. Remember though, last year at the end of the year, Lakers were down by 2 goals late in the game. They got one to cut it to 1, another one to tie it, then they won it in overtime.
Yep.
You never know. And off the face-off, Lakers win the draw. Picked up here by the Lakers across the blue line. Beebe puts a screamer on that goes wide. Picked up here by Sioux Falls along the near rail. Lakers, Beebe gets to it, plays it over here for Evans. Plays it back behind the net, and Workus goes after that loose puck. Kept in at the point, though, by the Lakers. Over there is Kranz, picked up here by Sioux Falls. This looks like Edwards, if I'm right. Gets ridden off the puck. Far side, Boston Nelson is there with 6:52 to play. In there is, of course, Kranz. Back to the point as Sioux Falls holds his own. Shot broken up that time in traffic. Loose puck goes wide. Near side over here is Ebersbacher. Works against Workus. Kranz gets on it, as do the Lakers, and that's McBride back out to the point. McBride can't stop it. Picked up here by Evans. Evans playing defense, of course, back out here. Tries to get it up to a teammate. Sioux Falls player goes down. That's going to be a penalty coming up here. If it's not roughing, it'll be close to it.
That's Krantz on the check. Happened right in front of Watertown bench.
That's his second. 6:24.
A little bit of a scuffle right here in front of the box here. Captains from both sides are out. Wanted to get some explanations here, but so Kranz is going to go in for, I would guess that's going to be a roughing. I think he had the elbow up just a little bit. Happened right in front of the Watertown bench. And Krantz is done. Was that his third tonight, Jeff? Was that Krantz's third penalty?
I had him for one other one.
You had him?
But I may have missed one.
But I'm wondering if maybe they're going to do a
2 and a 10.
They might do a 2 and a 10 here, would be my guess.
Yeah, they might.
Yeah, they do have somebody sitting in the bench.
Which means then he won't be around tomorrow. No, he would be. But he'd have to sit for a while tomorrow.
Yeah, so there's going to be a 2 and a 10. So Sioux Falls is going to be on a power play here. And they're going to be a man down.
The Lakers are.
Lakers are man down.
That's tough when you're down 3-0 and trying to get back into a game, but they've been in this game all the way along.
They have.
Shot out front is broken up that time off the stick of Lohr. Comes back out here. Vockler was out there. Man camped out front. Vockler winds up with a big shot. Save made, of course, by McBride. And he's made 25 saves tonight. Back Vockler, back in his own zone, and putting a shot on him was Boomsma, as they both collide with the boards. Green back there as well, onto the stick of Moore. Moore rink-wide pass for Nelson, a little too far, but Nelson gets get to the puck. Clears it back here to Lohr, trailing on the play. Vocker. The Lakers knock it away with 5:36 to play. And it's stopped by, of course, Langston back beyond his own net. Picked up here, of course, by Vockler. Vockler plays a lot, and he shoots a lot. Down the left side, now he's got the number no longer obscured, and he just jumped right out of that one, the sweater. And it comes out here left side for Sioux Falls. Getting on it is Beebe, providing some pressure, poked away by the Lakers. Nice job that time by Bowling. Bowling, Lakers, Beebe comes up with it. Bowling will go out to get it. They play it ahead. Couple of players go down for each team in the neutral zone. Lakers over there getting to be a little bit more physical now at 4:57 to play, and Sioux Falls up 3-0. We'll have the girls tomorrow. 4:30 will be on the air at 4:20. They'll drop the puck at 4:30. Watertown hosting Yankton.
We're going to have a check from behind here, Jeff, from Sioux Falls.
Okay.
Timeout, Watertown, while we sort this one out, and they're going to pull somebody out of the bench. So they're going to pull somebody out.
Might be more.
44, they're saying.
Oh, Molwitz.
They were waiting for him to get out of the bench. 54.
Yep,
54.
it was more.
You're all right, Max.
It was more.
So we're going to be, it's going to,
Really, it should be 4-on-4 hockey.
it should be 4-on-4 hockey here, with Crayons being in the bench. That's going to come with a 2 and a 10. So there's going to be a 2 and a 10 on Sioux Falls. Checking from behind. So Sioux Falls is going to put 2 guys in the box here. So am I right? We're going to be 4-on-3 hockey here. Is that right?
And the Lakers will have Evans, Bowling, and Boomsma out there. And as well Sheehan. And Sioux Falls will have 4.
So it's going to be
With
4-on-4.
Edwards, Vockler.
Vockler's out there. Imagine
Lohr.
that.
Yeah, he's out there all the time.
I don't know if he ever sits down.
I'm starting to wonder. Yeah, he plays a lot of hockey. And the Lakers win the draw. That's Evans over there along the far rail against Vockler. Vockler, Lakers hold the zone, put a shot on a bullet that goes wide. Rebound comes out here along the near board. Edwards comes up with that puck for Sioux Falls. Stick handles out to them, gets ridden off the puck into the neutral zone. Lakers come up with it there. That's Evans. Evans has it knocked away, picked up by Lohr. Lohr is Vockler to his right. Lakers will poke check and take it away. Or will they? Well, that Lohr came back to knock it off and get the puck. Deep in the zone, then comes back out here. Lakers at full strength, and now right now is Austin Green out there. Lakers at full strength for 1:18 in the power play. And in the Sioux Falls zone, 4:10 to play in the game, and Sioux Falls up 3-0. It's been 2 third-period goals that have really broken up a close game. It was scoreless after 1. Schulten's power play goal gave Sioux Falls a lead of 1-0 after 2. Then a couple of goals here by Punto and, of course, Vockler make it 3-0. Shot right off the shoulder that time of Langston. Save made at 3:52 to go. Watertown hosts Sioux Falls 1 tomorrow night, 8:15 start. They'll have a lot of hockey here tomorrow.
8 games, they say, tomorrow here, all
Yeah.
starting early at 8 o'clock in the morning with the squirts, and it's going to go all day, all the way to the varsity boys game.
With that in mind, the boys game might start at midnight. And no, but anyway, so that'll be fun. And Sioux Falls with Schulten clears the puck into the Lakers zone. Lakers in the power play right here. This is Foley back here. He stick handles the puck ahead. It comes to Bowling, a little far for him. And he lost the handle, picked up, of course, by Sioux Falls, and that was Siebert. So we hope you can join us for the girls tomorrow at 4:30. The boys tomorrow night, 8:15. Watertown girls hosting Yankton. Watertown boys hosting Sioux Falls 1.
Should be nice and warm in here by the time that girls game starts.
Yeah, should be. A little chilly in here tonight, but that's okay, not for the fans. Back out here, Foley in the neutral zone. Rink-wide pass over here, comes over to, of course, McBride. Skates in, the centering pass, had a man there broken up by Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls gets it, but they can't clear the puck out of their own zone. And McBride gets to the puck over here along the near rail. In the Sioux Falls zone, 3 minutes to play in the game. Goes in, but it's ridden off the puck. Picked up here by Foley. He's a pretty good little stick handler. Lost the handle there. Comes out in the neutral zone. Picked up here. And that, of course, is McBride. McBride stopped it to McBride. And then he flips it ahead. Long lead pass that time.
5-on-5 hockey.
5-on-5 hockey with 2:40 to play in the game. Sioux Falls up 3-0. With the puck right now, Foley looking to go in. Couldn't quite get it done. The Lakers hold the zone. Shot broken up in traffic. They had a couple of people there. Comes back out here. Evans tries to keep it. And a loose puck in the zone. Comes out in the neutral zone all the way in the Lakers. Lakers pull the goalie. And it just misses an open net. Woo, just missed an open net. As they pull McBride down 3-0 here with 2:19 to play.
Neither one of us saw him pull the goalie, Jeff,
No.
but it must have happened about 2:30 or maybe even at 3, I don't know.
Yeah.
But the goalie is gone for the Watertown Lakers. We're watching the action down on the other end.
Yeah, McBride out there.
There it goes down
Slow
again.
it down. Don't do it fast. Otherwise, it gets all blurry on the screen.
Getting a little
2:14.
coaching there for our camera
Yeah,
guys.
he looked at me like, what the hell do you know? And, of course, Greenland. Not a lot, but anyway, it comes out here. And picked up, of course, along this by Bowling. Well, Lakers had an opportunity there. Couldn't get the puck on the stick on the puck. 2 minutes to play. Back out here is Moore. Actually, it was Klassen. Klassen, then, of course, Ponto out there. Ponto providing some pressure. Here's Max Evans. Max Evans with the puck. Far corner over there. Gets really kind of hairy sometimes, doesn't it? Gets out there, of course, picked up by Sheehan. Beebe put a bullet on that goes wide. 1:41 to play. And the puck comes back into the Lakers zone, and Sheehan will have to shag it down. Lakers playing with 6 on 5 right here. And they pull the goalie. Vockler out there along the far rail. Lakers have the puck at the neutral zone. Pass ahead, knocked down that time by Ponto. He has 1 goal tonight. 1:17 to play. Lakers have pulled their netminder. A long lead pass, too far that time for Boomsma. He and Edwards go after the puck, coming out over here. Sheehan gets in there, tries to find Vockler. Vockler plays all the time, it seems like. That's a credit to him. Long lead pass, broken up off the glove of Foley. As he and Clark go after that loose puck, Foley comes up with it, plays it out here. Lakers have it, back on the stick of Beebe. Lost the handle too far, picked up by Lohr with 45 seconds to play. Lakers keep the pressure on. And Beebe down here, bullet, that time goes high off the glass by Sheehan. He's had some of those tonight. As, of course, Clark and Foley battling for that puck far side over there. Picked up now by the Lakers. Allard, long lead pass off a player. Picked up here by Sieverts. 20 seconds to play. And then Vockler gets to it with 17 on the clock. Long lead pass, just missed the goalie again with 11.8 seconds. Sioux Falls called for icing.
Vockler almost put another one in, about 3/4 rink into the open net, and just missed it. He shoots from anywhere. Shooting from anywhere.
11.8. And it's picked up here. Turnaround shot that time by McBride. Wouldn't go. It was a lot of traffic. Lakers hold the zone. Shot up off the glass. And that's going to end it. 3-0. Final score as Sioux Falls wins it. 3-0. Each team had 29 shots on goal. So 26 saves for McBride. They couldn't wait to get out of here.
They couldn't.
They couldn't wait to get out of here.
You gave them too much instruction, I think.
I guess so. I don't know, but and 29 saves for Langston.
So Sioux Falls with a 3-0 shutout. It didn't really look like a 3-0 shutout game, if you ask me. It kind of got away when there was 2 goals scored in the third period. Other than that, this game was a very close game, and the teams are pretty evenly matched, really.
Yeah. Well, Sioux Falls won the earlier matchup 4-3, so these two just match up well.
They do,
as it appears. And some Sioux Falls players talking to the Watertown players because you play hockey and you know these kids along the way.
Yeah.
A long way. So
Mason Evans, of course, he knows most of the players down there. Owen McBride just checked Mason Evans just a little bit there in the box. But those guys have played together for years.
Yeah. That's one thing when you come up through the ranks. You play some of these kids all your life in a way.
Yeah, you get to know them pretty well.
You get to know them pretty well, so that makes it quite interesting.
Max is down there and Boomsma.
Yeah, and McBride, and talking, of course, to who else but Mason Evans.
Yeah, it's good to see. I don't know if the coach will come up or not. We're going to shut down the screen here. But
we will shut down
we
the
will
screen.
be live streaming again tomorrow at 4:30 for the girls, KSDR YouTube, for girls game and the boys game. We will take a break during the JV game, but we will be